Welcome on board flight RG40, where we fly your legacy to new futures. We ask that you please take your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Secure all handbags underneath your seat or over your spouse's shoulder. Please turn all personal electronic devices on silent. Smoking inside the hall is prohibited. Lavatories are to the left of the entrance. We would also like to introduce you to our pilots navigating today's proceedings, the lovely Shakira Rahman, the energetic Mohammed Dadu, and your master of ceremonies, Iqbal Token.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you, our honorable guests, loyal investees and shareholders, and our committed and esteemed board members to the Roshgold 40th AGM. I greet you in the universal greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We would like to make a special welcome to the following guests: Karen Bramley, which is a Roshgold asset manager; Bradley Borders, which is our property consultant; Azhar and Ibrahim Fauda and families who've traveled all the way from Durban; Dasneem Jadwat; Charlo Kawa of Fame; Roxanne Budge, which is one of the original staff members of Roshgold; Ismail Yusuf, acting CEO of Al Baraba Bank; Dr. and Mrs. Mosam, who are the first shareholders in Roshgold. I was once asked, how long is a minute? And my response was, depends on which side of the bathroom door you're standing. Talking about bathrooms, the bathrooms are out to the door on my right, and you definitely don't need to raise your hands if you need to use it. Please be patient with us as we move swiftly through our program. Zohar Jamaat to be read at 1:15 in the Salah rooms adjacent to the bathrooms. Lunch will be served at 1:15, and Zohar Jamaat will be read immediately after that. We've decided to make a slight change in the program. People get hungry, and the prawns will get cold. So we want to give you some nice hot prawns at 1:15, and Zohar Salah after that. We are now cruising at 14,600 days. That's an astounding 40 years, a ruby jubilee of building the Roshgold community, one investment at a time. Our destination today is a lovely meal and will take us approximately 3 hours to arrive there. We will be providing you with refreshments, entertainment, and as we move through our program, give you some great insights from great minds, including our keynote speaker, Mr. Zunaid Bulbulia. And of course, stomach-clenching laughter from the ever-so-funny Suhail Essa. It now gives me great pleasure to begin our proceedings with a beautiful recitation from one of our outstanding local Hufad, Hafidh Fuad Karani. Please can we remain silent while the Qiraat is being read.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان وله الجوار المنشآت في البحر كالأعلام فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair Fuad for that beautiful recitation of Surah Ar-Rahman, where Allah manifests His excellence, His mercy, and the many favors that Allah has bestowed upon us, favors that we cannot deny. This chapter of the Quran makes a connection between the galaxies, the orbits, and the universe with us humans directly. It suggests that people can observe the harmony and balance in the sky to conclude that Allah loves balance, and that balance people should look for balance in their own lives. Talking about balance, well, that's why we're here today. Talk about the balance sheet. What kind of balance brought forward are we going to be receiving today? Is it positive or is it negative? We'll just have to wait for the accountant's report. Before that, we are truly in a giving mood this year, with many exciting prizes and gifts up for grabs. And the first prize that we'll be giving away today is for those early bird winners. Those are those eager beaver Roshgold loyalists who were the first to arrive at the AGM this morning. The gifts are hampers proudly sponsored by Roshgold and Daisy Fi. Are we ready with the gifts? Yeah. Okay. So earliest bird was Mr. Ismail Karim. Ismail Karim, can you give him a round of applause? And just behind him was Muhammad Dadabai. Muhammad Dadabai, make your way to the front. Remember, your ticket shows you that you were the earliest bird. And following, not too far away, was Hashim Lal. Please make your way to the front. Ismail Karim, Muhammad Dadabai, and Hashim Lal. We also have a surprise gift for one of our most dedicated and enthusiastic youths. He was the first person to book for the AGM. He attends our workshops and takes part with all Roshgold communications. We applaud him for his enthusiasm and dedication and also engagement with the Roshgold group. We would like to acknowledge Arshad Vauda with a gift on behalf of the Roshgold group. Arshad. Okay, so quick question. Can anyone tell me what's a gift that keeps on giving? Anyone? A Roshgold investment, of course, one gift at a time. So don't despair. We still have a few more gifts to hand out with a humongous surprise gift later on in the program, especially for our Roshgold and Rosh Sun shareholders. A gift that will truly keep on giving. Where's the cooler box? Where's the cooler box? Can you come up with it? Where's Mohammed? We also have the stylish cooler box. Mohammed, please come model it for us. Okay. So if you want to win the stylish cooler box, let's get digital. Follow Roshgold on our Instagram page and share your pics and videos of the day to your stories and tag Roshgold and Roshgold 40 years, and you could be a winner. Mohammed, up and down. Okay. Technology, evolution, and AI are the trending words of the day. And Roshgold, being Roshgold, we have been evolving and will continue to evolve using technology and AI to improve how we communicate with you and grow the Roshgold community, one investment at a time. So please check out our stylish website and amazing new logo. We have also been working hard behind the scenes to improve our automated processes with IT3Bs automatically sent out via email and WhatsApp. We're also hardworking at developing a new app, so keep your eyes open for these new amazing developments. Keeping you up to date at the touch of our button, our amazing crew are streaming today's proceedings live on the Roshgold Facebook and YouTube accounts. So share the link with family and friends who are unable to make it. As part of our social responsibility, we're also doing our part to save the environment by saving the trees. Please scan the QR code on the screen where you can access today's program as well as the full report. If you need help accessing or scanning the QR code, we'll have some of the young volunteers walking around to assist you. Please put your hand up. Talking about the annual report, I would now like you all to close your eyes, please, and consider the following. Timeous financial reports give investors a better perspective on the future by conveying wisdom from the past. I'm going to say that again. Timeous financial reports give investors better perspective of the future by conveying wisdom from the past. Thank you. You may open your eyes now. So how is wisdom from the past conveyed? Well, before we can answer that, I have another question. How do we take 365 and turn it into 10? How do we take 365 and put it into 10? Tough one. Lucky for me, I don't have to answer that. That is the job of Mr. Ahmed Lambert, who is now going to take us through the review of the entire year's operations in just 10 minutes. Please note the financials can also be accessed via the QR code on the screen. Mr. Ahmed Lambert.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our honored guests, and especially the shareholders of Roshgold. Mr. MC, we have taken flight. Everyone is settled, buckled up, and we will reach a new altitude very soon. With a strong wind behind us, I'm sure we will arrive on time. It's not easy for me to summarize 365 days in a matter of 10 minutes, but here goes. The review of operations have got page numbers at the top. Those who want to follow, that's the reference to the page number in the financial statements. Overall, we are happy to report that there's been an increase in revenue and in other income. This is both for the company and for the group. Just to note that other income also includes fair value adjustments and profit on sale of investments, but we will look at that in a little bit more detail. On the revenue side, let us look at our core business, and that is rental income and property investment. For the group, the rental income has increased and grown nicely by 19% from 35 million to 46. The group has also acquired properties in the 2023 year, and that rental income has started to come through this year. The profit share that we see there, that emanates from the share monies that we have invested from time to time. The dividend income is mainly from Rosh Metals, from our listed shares, and for this financial year, there was a decline in the dividends received, totaling 1.5 million compared to 2.5 last year. This is from the listed share portfolio. On the other income, that's pages 14 to 28, we're reporting fair value gains for the company of 10 million and for the group of 50 million. Profit on sale of investments arose in Rosh Metals, which has the listed portfolio. So the total revenue is up from 13 to 51 million for the group. Let us now look at the expenditure for the year. Total expenditure was 76 million for the group and 20 for the company. But to understand it better, let us take out the fair value adjustments and the shareholders' returns to get to a true perspective of what the expenditure was. So for the group, we had an increase from 17 million to 23, and for the company from 900,000 to 1.1. The analysis below shows that of the 5 items, it accounts for 66% of that increase. And the biggest one that sticks out is the municipal charges. And we are all aware of the increased amounts that we are paying for rates and taxes, water, electricity, sewer. And you can see that coming through in our financials as well, considering that about 69 or 70% of our investment portfolio is vested in property. Collection commission has been much better managed. It's down 21%, even though our rental incomes have gone up. Salaries have increased slightly above inflation at 6.8% for the year. And also for us, important to note that we have spent just over R1 million in repairs and maintenance. So there's two aspects to looking after the property. One is repairs and maintenance. Keep that in mind. That's R1 million that we spent. And the other one is where we capitalize some of the expenses, and we refer to that as improvements, but we'll come to that in a minute. On the investment property side, our total cost for the group has increased from 229 million to 265 million. This is an increase of 36 million rand for the year, 32 million of which was new property acquisitions in Thornton, in Bellville, Cape Town, and 4 million rand was spent on improvements. So just looking after and protecting our assets, 4 million rand on improvements and another 1 million rand on repairs and maintenance. I must say that the group obtains independent valuations every 3 years, and 2025 is the year in which we will have this coming through as well. In the interim years, we have our internal valuations being done. So 2025, we'll get the independent valuations. Looking at our investment portfolio, we have monies put away in listed and unlisted shares. For the group, the increase was from 29 million to 31, and for the company from 1.5 to 2.3. Unlisted investments increased from 104 million to 112. The unlisted investments are in companies such as AEVAL, Lenmed, Earth 426, Triple M Investments, Top Share Equities, and so on. We also then have, as a company, and you'll see there's nothing in the group there, the investments that we have in our subsidiary companies, that has gone up from 141 million to 167 million. Fair value adjustments accounted for 28 million compared to 21 last year. So the total investment in subsidiaries have increased from 163 to 195 million. Part of that, like I said, we acquired properties. The properties were acquired in the company called Rosh Avenue. 28 million was spent in there. And therefore, as a holding company, our investment in Rosh Avenue increases as an investment in a subsidiary. Rosh Avenue itself is 50% owned by Roshgold and 50% by Rosh Sun. So that's all within the group. And we have acquired no new subsidiaries during the year. Looking at our listed portfolio from Rosh Metals and Minerals, as we can see, and I alluded earlier, the dividend income for this year was much less than last year, 2.5 million down to 1.5. Our listed investments at fair value have increased slightly from 27 million to 28 million. And we know that the equity market, the stock market has been sluggish. Interest rates have started coming down. Investment confidence is starting to pick up. And hopefully, we are looking at a much better future. On the issue of shares, we have increased our share capital by another 4,953 units in this year. And Rosh Sun has also increased from 108 to 116,000 shares. And we really thank our shareholders for their loyalty and the fact that they continuously reinvest their returns, which in turn results in additional shares being issued to you. On the marketing side, Roshgold had 2 workshops during the year. One was called Unlocking Your Digital Potential. The other one was Mastering Digital Entrepreneurship. And we hope to have more workshops in 2025. These are advertised quite widely, and we encourage especially the younger generation to participate in these events. On the Roshgold Kids Club, we continue to engage with the young children. We have speech contest sponsorship. Members are engaged with educational material, and that keeps us in touch with the very young ones. The redesign of the Roshgold brand, there's a new logo that's been developed, and it will be unveiled later as well. For me, the big one was the improved technology. The new website, and last year I said we are going to spend quite a bit in technology and upgrades, and this is starting to happen. So the new website is a lot better. A new TikTok account has been opened, reaching younger investor markets. And most importantly for me, the improved automation of certain functions that were manually done. Tax certificates, profit calculations, and its letters out to shareholders, all now electronically done and much, much better. Also for the Roshgold 40th, we have made a 40th commemorative documentary. This is also available on Roshgold's YouTube channel and highlights featured on the social media platforms. What you want to know about is the shareholders' returns. For the company, in rand terms, from 8.7 million up to 13 million up to 15 million. And if we look at the 5-year history, we started off 8.9 million, it dropped to 7.7, and then it started picking up again, and it's on an upward trend since then. 2021, just to remind you, is that period when we were all in COVID, and it affected everybody in a negative way. But our trend is climbing, and we're reaching a higher altitude, Mr. MC. Total for the year, for the group, for the company, is up from 13.9 to 15.9. And that was a start 5 years ago from 9 million. For the group, 22 million 5 years ago to 34 million currently, an increase from last year as well. If we look at the growth for the group from 2021 to 2022, from 20 to 27 million, it's a 32% increase in rand terms. 2022 to 23, from 27 million to 36, was a 30% increase in that year. That bottomed out a bit in 23-24, where it's slightly lower for 2024. Shareholders' returns per share, it shows a similar trend for the 5 years. You can see in 2020, it was 129 rand a share. That dropped to 97 rand a share because of the COVID that hit us. And from there on, it's been increasing gradually from 106 rand to 144 to 155 rand per share this year. Percentage-wise, you can see the percentages also the same trend from 2021, 4%, 4.7, 6.2, and now we're sitting on 6.5. Rosh Sun has also got a similar trend, 5%, 5.9, 10%, but slightly lower this year at 6.8. The 5-year history on our share price, Roshgold share price was at 2,250 rand a share. We saw an increase in the 2023 financial year, moving from 2,250 to 2,400. The share value for Rosh Sun has remained constant at 1,400 rand a share. Rosh Metals, as we know, is shares on the stock market. These fluctuate by the day, and therefore the share price in Rosh Metal, you'll see fluctuations there, but it's starting to come back up and currently stands at 2,609 rands per share. Ladies and gentlemen, that in a nutshell summarizes the review of operations. Thank you very much. I also have to transact some formal business. Please bear with me, but these are essential resolutions that we have to take at the annual general meeting. And once we get the business session out the way, it can be a bit more relaxing. Resolutions to be passed. Ordinary resolution number 1 is the adoption of the minutes. I must say that the financial statements, together with the minutes, were circulated well in time. Everyone had a chance to read it. So we are not going to read the minutes in today's meeting. We are calling for the adoption of the minutes of the 39th Annual General Meeting. Can I have a proposer Ibrahim Suji, a seconder. Fahim Bahadur. Thank you. Ordinary resolution number 2, adoption of the financial statements. We'd like to call for the adoption of the audited annual financial statements of the company and the group for the year ended 30 June 2024. Proposer, Ashraf, Tip, seconder. Get the name there. Salim, thank you. Ordinary resolution number 3, reappointment and remuneration of the independent external auditors. The purpose of this resolution is to approve the auditor's remuneration for the year ended 30 June 2024. Sorry, it's a typo there. And also the purpose of this resolution is to authorize the board to agree to the auditor's remuneration for the year ending 30 June 2025. Your directors propose that audit associates be appointed as the external auditors of Roshgold Investment Holdings Limited until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. We have a proposer for that. Harun and Seconder there. Thank you. Mr. Kaka, thank you very much. Ordinary resolution number 4. At this stage, we should all excuse ourselves, but I don't think we're going to. It's the re-election of the directors. We would like to call for the re-election of the existing directors who, in terms of the Memorandum of Incorporation, are eligible for appointment to the board and who offer themselves for re-election as per Section 68(2) of the Companies Act for a further term of office. If we are agreeable, then we can appoint all of them in one slate. Alternatively, it's going to take much longer to appoint each one. So, can we go on the one slate? The proposed board for next year is Mr. Harun Pochi, Mr. Yunus Pochi, Mr. Ibrahim Suji, Mr. Syed Isub Dokrat, Ahmed Lambat, Leonard Rolfs, and Samad Gattu. Can we get a proposer? Okay, over there, just get the name maybe. I can't see that far. Yunus Saleh. Thank you. Seconder. You got a seconder? Okay. Thank you. Ordinary resolution number 5. Well, let me just congratulate the new board chairman. You're now the new chairman. The old chairman is out. Control over the unissued shares. We would like to call for the approval of the general authority to place unissued shares under the control of the board of directors. Can we have a proposer for that resolution? Ibrahim Suji. Seconder, Mr. Kaka, thank you. Resolution number 6, appointment of the audit committee. We call for the appointment of the audit committee members in terms of Section 94 of the Companies Act, and the following members are nominated for appointment: Mr. Fahim Bahadur and Mr. Yunus Pochi. Proposed by Zaid Dokrat, seconded by Yusuf Dokrat. Okay. Ordinary resolution number 7, confirmation and approval of directors' remuneration for the year ended 30 June 2024. The effect of this resolution is to approve the remuneration of the directors for the year ended 30 June 2024 and is set out in the annual financial statements, more specifically in note 13, page 26 of the annual financial statements. To get a proposer for that one. Leonard Rolfs. Thank you, Mr. Kaka. You got Mr. Kaka down here. Special resolution, intercompany financial assistance, that the provision of any financial assistance by the company, subject to the provisions of the Companies Act 2008, to any company or corporation which is related or interrelated to the company as defined in the Companies Act, and on terms and conditions which the directors of the company may determine be approved. Proposer, Firoz Saluji, Fahim Bahadur. Special resolution number 2, to approve the acquisition of the shares in the company. Resolved, we need to resolve, subject to the provisions of the Companies Act, specifically Section 46 for solvency and liquidity, the company's memorandum of incorporation, the company or any subsidiary of the company is authorized by way of a general authority to acquire ordinary shares in the share capital of the company from any person. So those of you who want to sell your shares, it gives us the right to buy it back. Can we get a proposer for that one? Ibrahim Suji, Zakaka, thank you very much. That brings me to the last of the resolutions. Mr. MC, I think we have touched down in time, but we've also reached new altitudes. If you look at our asset base at the end of this financial year, we are close to 600 million. And we are still climbing, Mr. MC. We want to hit the altitude and break the 1 billion rand mark in the near future, not too distant future, inshallah. Thank you very much, and thank you for supporting all the resolutions.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. So, two things I picked up on from your talk, which were quite interesting. You know, I thought we reached cruising altitude, but seems like we're 600 million rands worth of assets. We're still climbing. Hopefully we can make the plane bigger up in the sky as we move forward. I also heard something about good news and a surprise that's going to be shared later. I can't wait to hear about that. So listening to you reminded me of the time I sat and read Cinderella to my daughter. And we got to the part where the pumpkin was turned into the golden carriage. And she asked me, "Daddy, is that normal income or capital gains?" Okay. Although we might not agree with Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, he does make a valid point when he says, "It is not the strongest of the species that will survive, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." And this is so apt in business as well. And to talk about the exciting changes happening at Roshgold, I give you the wonderful, amazing, and charismatic duet of Shakira Rahman and Muhammad Dadu.
Shakira, you can lead.
Thank you to our pilot and MC Iqbal Token. Ladies and gentlemen, upon commemorating Roshgold's 40th, we were tasked with encapsulating the 40 years. How would we do it? In the recent past, we have moved forward with the evolution of our Roshgold logo, which you will view shortly through a powerful animation. We also adapted our processes and systems in terms of technology. We have become more automated, paperless, and kinder to the environment. Not to mention the launch of a brand spanking new website my colleague Mohammed and I had the pleasure to work on this year. To honor our rich history, we have also unveiled a commemorative timeline, which I hope you had the pleasure of viewing in the foyer of our venue today. Needless to say, the marketing department has indeed been busy at Roshgold, and the coolest department also, but that's just what we think. But there was something missing. Through all these efforts, what was it? It was you, our shareholders, you, our supporters, you, our Roshgold family. Hence, we set forth on a journey to curate a documentary, distilling 40 years into 40 minutes. And if that wasn't challenge enough for us, I think we suckers for punishment, we took those 40 minutes and condensed it into 3 minutes for the purposes of our AGM today. We hope that you enjoy a glimpse into our rich legacy.
Thank you, Shakira. I don't think I can top that. All I can say is sit back, relax, and enjoy as we celebrate our 40th milestone. This is more than just a documentary. It's a journey through the remarkable legacy, innovation, and future of Roshgold. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. History as we've seen it over the years. What an amazing transition into this new, vibrant and energetic logo. I can definitely see the amazing and hard work that has been put into refreshing the look and feel of Roshgold. Hard work, commitment, and focused energy are the key to any success. Talking of hard work and commitment, there's a man amongst us who has the energy of a man from another planet, who works harder than a busy bee, and is more committed than pistons in an engine. A man, when called upon, never disappoints and is willing to go the extra mile. Please put your hands together for the chairman of Roshgold, Mr. Ibrahim Suji.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to all. Yes, it's 40 years later and 40 kilos as well. Today, we pay tribute. The chairman's report is on page 5 to 7. Please feel free to read it. I've been asked by an esteemed shareholder not to bore you people. Mr. Harun Mutara sent me a message to say, Ibrahim, please don't read your chairman's report. Mr. Harun Mutara, I'm going to listen to you. But it's a tribute to the people that started it. Harun Pochi, Uncle Solly Dokrat, Dr. Bayat was formidable, Uncle Khalek Kaji, the marhum Uncle Abbas Dadu, Rashid Chunara, and sorry, I lost track. But those are some of the members that started Roshgold. And today we had on stage Muhammad Dadu, is Uncle Abbas's grandson. Thank you to all, and most of all, thank you to Allah the Almighty for giving us this opportunity to continue for 40 years and report to our shareholders. Allah's mercy has descended on this organization for this many years. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you what we need to do going forward. How can we excel? How do we promote Roshgold? And other than that, how do we promote ourselves? How do we excel? What is a bit disappointing is that we don't see as many youth as we require in today's meeting and previous. And one of the startling discoveries, or rather the statistics that were made by us during one of the board members, is our shareholder base and the age. And how the 40 to 60 is increasing, and our age group 20 to 40, we need to increase that shareholder base. Once upon a time, that was our strength. Our shareholder base has matured, and obviously today, we see that maturity, but we're not seeing the growth we intended for the lower age groups. And that's what we need, is for you to encourage your youth, your children, your grandchildren to save, so that we can sustain this for another 50 or 100 years. On this special occasion of the 40 years, after much deliberation and discussion, it was agreed that we owe our shareholders not just a debt of gratitude, but something special. And this year, after much discussion and calculations with our audit team, it was agreed that anyone who held a share, he paid in full and issued as at the 30th of June, 2024, will receive a special dividend of 20 Rand a share credited to your loan account. I think that's a great one. Ladies and gentlemen, when we speak about Roshgold, obviously it's the integrity. And I want to share a story with you people about integrity. And it's an Islamic scholar, Imam Abu Hanifa, who was a silk cloth merchant. And before he studied the fiqh, and after that, he was still in trade. But what was formidable about him was his virtue and kind heart and honest nature. And one of the merry stories told about him was the time when he sent his partner, Hafs bin Abdul Rahman, to sell cloth at a distant market. And he specifically pointed out to his salesperson to say, please, there's a defect in the cloth, you need to make the buyer aware of it. Hafs sold the cloth and forgot to point out the defect. And to add insult to injury, he forgot who he sold it to. And faced with the predicament of holding unjust profit, what do you think Imam Abu Hanifa did? He decided to forego the entire amount of transaction, that is 30,000 dirhams, both basic price and profit, and donated the proceeds to the poor. Now this story tells you how we should be, how we should manage our organizations, how we should be in leadership, and this is what we should aspire to be. And whatever good we do will be rewarded by the Almighty. Nothing we do goes unnoticed, and we should continue doing that. And in this challenging times, when we're faced with so many difficulties and we become despondent, we look at the current situation where the tuck shops or spaza shops in the township have been closed. Do we see opportunity or we just see misery? We should see opportunity. And maybe that is what sets the corporates apart from us. As much as we may lay blame and say what we may want to say, they've seen an opportunity in this humongous market that is worth billions, and they've been opening for the first few years small U-Save and Pick and Pay container shops. Now, us being in trade for so many years, how is it we never took advantage of this opportunity? There's a lot in this country that is being offered to us, but we have to see opportunity. We need to encourage our youth, and we need to encourage them to see opportunity. And a small example of this, and this with no disrespect to any other businesses, we've got some formidable businesses in Vereniging, the Sedgers Group, Uncle Mohammed Said Patel. But yesterday I visited Happy and Lace, and when you walked into his coffee shop and saw how it was organized, it gives you hope and encouragement that there's opportunity out there for us to excel in business. And we have the youth, we have the exuberance, we have the mentorship from our older generation of business people who are willing to assist all of us. Why don't we offer our youth, our youngsters, to these people to teach them? This week, my youngster, and sorry I'm using his name, he was on holiday, and his mother was quite adamant that he must go in work. And Harun said, no, send him to me, I'll teach him a thing or two. And I'm not praising Harun, but in a few days, Harun got him talking to people and talking in public. So sometimes we as parents may not be the good examples for them, or we're unable to show them how to engage with others. We should send our kids out to go and learn. In terms of our Roshgold group, alhamdulillah, we are continuing to grow. The maturity of our investments and the new ones particularly will begin to show better returns, as evident from Mr. Lambert's review of operations. And we continue to source new property. In fact, we have made an acquisition in an offshore investment with a company in London, which is for about $1 million in businesses that are Sharia compliant. The first one would be a clinic in Namibia where we got a stay, and it's a 3 to 5 year, and the possible return on that is 25% per annum. But you got to hold the investment. So that's the first step we've made to offshore investments. We pray to the Almighty that it's a successful one. Property, however, is still our core investment, and we will continue in this regard. I want to share a story. We all supposed to be up early. In my area of business, we have a client. He's a 78-year-old gentleman. I'm not going to tell you which business. I call him Uncle Jeff. The man is up at 3:30 every morning. He scours through all his daily reports from the previous day. And by the time his staff get to work at 8 o'clock, they are able to see what they require in the 100-odd shops he has, what they need to be sending from the warehouse to his shops. He's contacted suppliers to say, this is what we need, this is where we're running short. Now the question begs, is that not supposed to be us? You know, they say the early bird catches the worm. In this instance, he's not just catching, he's catching all the worms. And he's probably the most formidable trader in his LSM group. And we need to take all these things into account and embrace this gift we have of being compelled to get up for Fajr and try and work from that time if we can. Roshgold has embraced change. It has embraced technology. The app which we spoke about last year is continuing to develop. However, we had some hiccups. We had to purchase in-house or back office software to work with the app. That has been done, inshallah. Within the next year, the app should show much more progress. Also, as all of us know, we may be averse to AI, and we believe AI may be here to take jobs. But if we ever considered how can we use AI to assist us and take advantage of opportunities in our business, in our life, use it for social media, use it for creativity, we should embrace change and look at using it positively and obviously managing what we do and how we utilize it. I think we've got a long program. I'm not going to bore you much longer, but I'm going to share one simple value. I know some of us may have a problem with this author, but he made a note in his book called Outliers, and that is Malcolm Gladwell. But what he says, and I want to refer to this because of the example, he says there's no such thing as self-made success. Rather, every successful person is a combination of many factors. Being in the right place, time, having a good upbringing, and being part of a right community. All of these factors can be seen in Umar II's success. He was born into the Umayyad family, raised in Medina, a descendant of rulers on both sides of his family, and he had a great education. But the focus here is on the role of the community played in shaping him. Furthermore, Umar Abdul Aziz was raised in a time when there were scholars in Medina from among the Sahaba and Tabi'een. He was the product of not just good parenting, but also of great teachers and a righteous community. If we want to produce great leaders, excuse me, we need to establish communities like that of early Medina. One of the first things he did as Khalif was establish himself a council of righteous advisors. He would consult the council for all major decisions, leading to many brilliant political moves that improved the overall state of the Ummah. The key lesson here is that we should surround ourselves with righteous, qualified individuals who can offer us counsel that is both wise and Sharia-based. Who you choose to advise you plays a major role in what you end up doing with your position of power. I end with this. Stephen Covey says, no matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you play in a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team. Team Roshgold, let's venture on together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim, for a great report. As I said, Roshgold, the gift that keeps on giving. And Ibrahim, you truly did give us some great nuggets to reflect on. Don't compromise on core values of integrity to please anyone. And shareholders are the backbone of our institution. Respect, honor, and offer honest opinions always. And to add to that, don't stop giving shareholders. We now have another round of prizes to give away. So now we have the 2 lucky draw competitions. Can I get Mr. Nasir Sidat from Al Baraka Bank and Mr. Faisal Esop from Audit Associates on the stage? Where's your randomizer app? Oh, this here, okay. Your name? Assalamu alaikum, Nasir, how are you doing? Okay, so the first competition is the lucky draw. We have 3 lucky guests who will win 1,500 Rand each placed in an Al Baraka bank account. We have placed 3 tickets randomly under 3 plates. Please have a look under your plate, and if you find your ticket, please make your way up to the stage.
Look at the plates one way.
Okay, so 1,500 Rand awaits 3 lucky winners, sponsored by Al Baraka Bank. And we have the first ticket coming up. First winner, Saber Mosam. Round of applause. Okay, and we have the next one coming up. We're still looking for the third ticket. The second winner is Fadil Patel. Can we get the third ticket? Maybe it's sitting on an empty plate. Sabir Mosam. Third ticket. Okay, maybe somebody will get lucky during the day. If someone does find the ticket, please approach either Shakira or Adila or Mohammed Dadu in the front to collect your prize. Okay, the second competition we have is the Roshgold Kids Club competition, and 3 of our young budding investees stand a chance to win 500 Rands placed in an Al Baraka account, also sponsored by Al Baraka. Can I get Adila Soni, the Gauteng manager of Al Baraka Bank, to come up on stage? Adila Soni. So how this competition works is we'll be using a randomizer app, which will be used by Adila Soni of Al Baraka Bank. This will be audited by Mr. Faisal Esop of Audit Associates. Please, can the parents of these kids come forward to the stage to collect the prizes? Faisal, you need
Yeah, let's start. Should we start?
Yeah, okay, Faisal is here. Yeah, let's start. Okay, and the first, what's 4325, what's that number? Okay, the first winner is Zainab Pandor with shareholder number 4325. If Zainab's parents are here, someone who knows her, please come up on stage to collect the prize. Zainab Pandor. Okay, next one. Okay, the next one is Mohammed Karani with shareholder number 4999. Mohammed Karani, any representatives here, please come up to stage to collect the prize. If the parents or representatives are not here, these prizes will be given to those shareholders. We are making note of who they are. Third one. Okay, the third one is Sabiha Limbada, shareholder number 5424. Sabiha Limbada. Any representatives for Sabiha Limbada, please come up. Okay, looks like none of those parents are here. Hopefully they attend the next AGM or their kids grow up to become attendees of the Roshgold AGM. Thank you guys, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the fruit as a refresher in between. Please don't fill yourself up with the fruit. Remember, we're going to be serving lunch at 1:15. There's some lovely, lovely prawns coming, and then Zohar Salah will be read in Jamaat. After that, we'll announce the time of the Zohar Salah after closer to the time. And now to one of our highlights. Warren Buffett once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." And a man who's made multiple self-investments with a track record longer than my arm, and with over 30 years of experience in telecommunications. Sunaid Bulbulia was the founding member of MTN, where he held key roles, including CEO of MTN South Africa and Group Chief Operations Executive. He played a crucial role in expanding MTN into a leading telecommunications group across 22 countries in Africa and the Middle East. After leaving MTN in 2015, Sunaid joined the Huge Group Limited and later became CFO. At Morvest Group, he focuses on strategic growth through mergers and acquisitions. As an adjunct professor at Wits Business School, he lectures on financial management, business strategy, digital business, and corporate finance. Sunaid has also invested in a number of technology businesses that range from satellite connectivity, digital performance marketing, omni-channel contact centers, and e-commerce. He guides these companies at the strategic level. Sunaid also leads WizBiz, a strategy and management consulting firm advising various technology businesses like IQ Business, as well as more traditional organizations like Pedro's and the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. Mr. Sunaid Bulbulia, please put your hands together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're enjoying the fruit, but please, our guest has come from a distance to share with us some great insight. Please, can we honor him and give him the full attention he deserves. Jazakallah.
Is this on? Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I realize I'm standing between all of you and the comedian, and that's a very, very precarious position to be sitting in. So I'm going to be as brief as I possibly can so that you can get to the real entertainment and then to lunch as well. So I'm very, very, very conscious of the position, the very precarious position I'm standing in at the moment. Mr. Chairman, fellow members of the board, shareholders, everyone else that's taken the time to be here this Sunday morning. I mean, I must commend your stamina to be here on a Sunday morning. It's normally the time for other pursuits. I've never been to an AGM as creative as this one. I've been to many, many AGMs. They're normally in a small boardroom somewhere. I've never had the privilege of being to an AGM like this. So Uncle Harun, I want to thank you and your team for being so creative in how you've put all of this stuff together. When I was asked to come to Roshni and to speak at an event under Uncle Harun's very persuasive manner, you all know Uncle Harun. It's very difficult to say no to Uncle Harun Pochi. And Roshni has got a very special place in my heart, and I'm going to share, not many people know this, but the reason why Roshni has got a very special place in my heart is because of this surname that's on your screen at the moment, the Dassu family. Now, not many people know this. My mum, my late mum, was a Dassu, and I know one of the aunties was saying earlier, you're too dark to be a Dassu, but I promise you, I have Dassu blood that goes through my veins. And if you don't believe me, my uncle Abbas Dassu is somewhere in the crowd here, and he will testify to the fact that I'm his nephew. So the Dassu family is 50% of who I am. And when I come to Roshni, it's almost like, in some ways, coming home. And when I was growing up, people used to threaten the children with Mias Farm. I'm sure you all remember that. You know, they used to always tell us as children, if you're naughty, we're going to send you to Mias Farm. You're going to spend a week there, you're going to spend a month there, and if you're really naughty, we're going to send you to become a Hafizab at Mias Farm. You know? So that was always the threat that was over us as Muslim children growing up. But not for me. Not for me. I didn't have the threat of Mias Farm over my head. I had the threat of Roshni over my head. Roshni was taken as the motivating factor for me to behave. My mum unashamedly used to threaten me with 1 week in Roshni, and if I was really naughty, 2 weeks in Roshni. And the great thing about having a Bulbulia surname is that when I was growing up, I could rely on my Uncle Tank Bulbulia's name to get me out of any trouble that I was in. Any trouble. If I was in school and someone picked on me, I said, my Uncle Tank will come and sort you out. And no one touched me anymore. No one. Now, as you probably know, Uncle Tank Bulbulia died many, many, many years ago. He's no longer amongst us. May Allah fill his qabr with nur, inshallah. He's gone a long, long time ago. But to show that Allah is merciful, He gave me someone on the mother's side of the family. And I've got Spike Dasu now to use as the person that I can say will sort you out if you mess with me anywhere, anytime, any place. Okay? You don't no, the comedian is coming, I promise. This is not comedy. This is just establishing my credentials. I want to firstly maybe just pay tribute to the community of Roshni. I mean, I think unless you are out of Roshni, if you live in Roshni, you probably don't appreciate how the community of Roshni is perceived outside this particular place. And in particular, for the unbelievable efforts that you have made as a community to get the security and your whole well-being of this community sorted out. I know my cousin plays a very important role in that particular thing, but big business and the community coming together, there's no better example anywhere in South Africa for the results that you have achieved in this community. So I want to pay tribute to you for that incredible achievement. In fact, I might even be tempted to move to Roshni, but let's not go there. So, 2 weeks. The topic Uncle Harun asked me to speak about was about technology, and I feel like, in some ways, that technology has maybe gone past me. A lot of, when I want to know about technology, I ask my kids, because my kids are so in tune with what's going on in the technology. It's true, I've got a very technologically focused background. I've been involved in technology since I became a professional, from MTN to the huge group to satellite connectivity. Those are all the companies that I'm invested in or have invested in the past. So technology has been a very central part of what has driven my growth over the years. And it's maybe important just to pause and reflect how technology has evolved over the last 30 years. And in the last 30 years is where this thing has really started to happen. MTN was born in 1994, 10 years after Roshgold, at the beginning of democracy. And the one story I always remember was in 1994, it was just before cellular was launched, which was in April, just before the elections. And our CEO was walking in Sweden. He was there to try and raise money to fund our business. And he was walking down the street in the capital city, and he phoned us back in the office in Johannesburg, and he said, I'm making this call to you from the back of my taxi. And he was so astounded, and so were we, about what an unbelievable achievement that was, to make a phone call without a piece of cable or a line being attached to the phone. At that stage, that was groundbreaking. And if you think about where the technology has gone, just maybe pause and read what's on the screen. Your cell phone that is in front of you, that never leaves your side, that is always with you, even if you go into the toilet, that cell phone has got more processing power than the computer that put the first man on the moon. That cell phone in your hand. In 30 years, the technology has moved beyond even your wildest imagination. And that's the evidence to show if you just read what's on the screen. It's just talking about cell phones. Here's some other facts to maybe ponder upon. Memory has gone to a different level. You could hardly store anything in a cell phone when you just got it. Today, your iPhone or your top-end Samsung handset has got more memory than you are probably capable of using. Your camera on your cell phone can take the kind of pictures that you required a professional to do in the old days. Your battery, okay, maybe with the exception of my wife, who uses her phone all the time and the battery never lasts. Your battery now is capable of lasting a few days as compared to the first cell phone batteries that used to run out very, very quickly. So the technology has evolved and is evolving. It continues to evolve. And here's the scary part. The scary part is that the cell phone companies and the technology providers to those cell phone companies have got a vested interest in making the technology even faster and more advanced than it is today. Because that is the only way they can grow. They've run out of growth. I know, I was at MTN for 22 years. Towards the end, growth was becoming a problem. There's only so many people you can connect. What is the next evolution of that business? You've got to make the speed even faster than what the speed is today. And all this evolution of technology is doing is making it quicker. And on top of that, what they are doing is they are now trying to make cell phones more and more accessible, not just cell phones. I'm not talking about feature phones. I'm talking about smartphones. They are going to make smartphones capable and cheap enough to be in the hand of every human being on the planet. Because that is the catalyst for future growth for those industries. Now, what does that mean for all of us? Business people, business owners, investors. What does that mean for us? This revolution that's taking place around us, what implication does that have for us in how we conduct our business? And the important thing to understand is that the cell phone is the gateway to the internet. That is its most preeminent purpose for why it exists today. Not anymore to make a phone call. We hardly make phone calls anymore. Hardly. We make the odd phone call. It's easier to text. It's easier to WhatsApp. We don't make phone calls anymore. The main reason why the cell phone exists today is to give you access to the internet. Now, why is the internet so important? The internet is important because the internet is the world's biggest marketplace. That's where commerce is happening. If you are not on the internet, you are in big trouble. That is the marketplace, and that's the reason why more and more people will be given access to cell phones, to smartphones, so that they can interact with this marketplace, so that they can commerce, they can trade, they can get involved in commerce. Now, if you haven't taken your business and started to digitize your business, that's not the end of the world. It's not, there's no reason to panic. There's no reason to say my business is going to disappear. I need to find something else to do. There's nothing wrong with being a late adopter to technology. Nothing wrong with it. Why? Because typically, when technology is first implemented, it doesn't work so well. It's often very expensive. It's got lots of bugs, lots of things that don't work. So often, the early adopters will go into technology, they'll start to use it, all the bugs will get ironed out, and then the technology typically is cheaper later on. All the bugs have been ironed out, it works a bit better. The downside is that the return you're going to get from that technology is not as good as those people who are prepared to take the risk right up front. So when new technology comes out, here's my bit of advice for you on a Sunday morning. Don't take your children's university money that you've been saving or the money you've been saving to go for Hajj and invest that in new technology. That is a crazy investment because you are taking a massive, massive risk by doing that. Wait for the technology to bed itself down, for the bugs to be ironed out, for people to make mistakes, and then invest. And you'll still get a very good return on that investment that you are making. Now, moving your business to this technology platform is a necessary step. In fact, it's inevitable for your business. Otherwise, your business will eventually disappear. But moving your business to a technology platform must be done for the right reasons. I can't tell you how many times in my consulting practice or in my days when I was still a slave of MTN in those early parts of the century, people often saw the adoption of technology as a cure for what was wrong in the business. So, for example, if people don't like our product, let's automate it. And the reality is that if they don't like your product, whether you make it an automatic way of ordering the product is not going to make any difference. They'll just get unhappier quicker. That's all that's going to happen. They will get to your product and get unhappier in a faster way because technology is going to enable them to get to the product. If your people are not happy in your business, if the culture in your business is not what it should be, and if you automate the HR processes in your business, it's not going to fix the culture. All that's going to happen is people will get access to a technology and feel unhappier quicker. That's all that's going to happen. So it's important to automate and to digitize for the right reasons. Otherwise, you're going to spend lots of money and not fix the problem that you're trying to fix. And with technology, very importantly, you need to know that the sophistication around corruption, around people stealing from your business is going to get bigger. The reality is once your business is on the internet, everyone becomes a potential chore in your business. Some 14-year-old youngster who got an iPhone as a present from his father, who lives in Lodium, is now potentially able to hack into your business. So your level of how you deal with crime in your business is also going to change. It's no longer just about someone walking into your business with a gun. Now your business is able to be accessed on this thing called the internet through a cell phone while they are sitting at a desk nowhere near where your business happens to be. Artificial intelligence. It would not be responsible of me not to talk about AI if I'm talking about technology. This thing everywhere. Someone up here earlier on said it's the buzzword that everyone is talking about. Of course it is. Of course it is. AI is right across everything we see right now. Everyone is talking about AI. Let's try and unpack AI in a bit more detail. AI has been around forever. I hate to break the news to you now or to burst your bubble and to think AI is new. It's not. On the screen, you are seeing a logo of something that we, the royal we, invented at MTN about 25, 30 odd years ago. And it was a response to a very specific problem we had in the business. I'm just looking around the room to see who might be old enough to remember those early days of cell phone. Now, there's a lot of young people here, so you probably don't remember. When mobile was started in South Africa, there was a very primitive way in which we used to charge customers. We used to have peak and off-peak. Now, those days, there was no data. There was only voice. You could only make phone calls on a cell phone. And the pricing was quite simple. At peak time, you paid a higher price. At off-peak, you paid half what you paid during peak time. And the way in which we structured it was we said business time is peak. So from around, I think, 7 in the morning, or maybe a bit earlier, I can't remember the exact time, till about 9 o'clock at night was peak time. And there we charged you double as compared to at 9 o'clock at night, you could access the network, make a phone call, and the cost was half. Now, here's what we didn't think about when we started this. All the customers migrated their behavior because everybody wanted to take advantage of the cheaper price. And at 9 o'clock at night, the traffic on our network shot right through the roof. So during the day, the network was kind of used. But at 9 o'clock at night, there was this peak. Everybody started to use the network at 9 o'clock. And what did we do? What is our response as business people? We didn't change price or change anything else. What do you think we did? We built more network. We built more network to cater for the peak, the new peak. So we built more and more network. It's like building a masjid for the crowd you get for Jummah. That's what it was. We started to build more and more network to cater for this peak time at 9 o'clock. And then for the rest of the time, the network was empty. No one was using the network. The network was at 10%, 15%, 20%. And we had this lopsided business model. Lots of capital investment we've made, but people are only using the network when the price is the lowest. So our return was poor as well. That's a business model destined for failure. So we had to come up with a solution for this. And the solution, funny enough, didn't come from the marketing people, because that's where it should have come from. The marketing people were fast asleep. It didn't come from the marketing people. It came from an engineer in the business. The engineer said, let's try and find a way to spread the load. How are we going to do that? It's quite simple. Go and change the price. If you change the price, people will try and access the network at different times, because they were accessing the network at 9 o'clock at night because the price was cheaper. But here's the problem. The cell phone network, I'm sure you know, the cell phone network is made up of cells. There's probably about 10,000 cells in South Africa. MTN's got 10,000 cells, Vodacom's got 10,000 cells, and each cell has got a base station, it's got all these antennas, and it's propagating signal. And the reason why you can hold a call while you're in your car is because you pass from one cell to another. Now, how do you change the price in an environment where things are happening dynamically? How do you do that? Because we're all used to a static pricing way of doing business. You know, I remember my dad's business. My dad was a shoe salesman. He had a shop in 14th Street in Fitas and then in the Oriental Plaza. And when he wanted to change the price in his business, what did he do? He went into the window and he took out the old card, wrote a new price, put it in the window, and if he was really feeling generous, he would print some pamphlets and get somebody to stand at the traffic light and give out those pamphlets, and the people knew the price had changed in the business, and they'd come and buy. Now, you can't do that in a cell phone environment. You can't change prices in the static thing. So when my dad was doing that, if somebody else, Bamji's shoe store was right next door to us in the plaza, and these guys were naughty. They used to change, every time we changed our price, they would change their price. So now, when they change the price, now we must change ours again. It's a very inelegant way of running a business. It's not very flexible. So what happened is our engineers at MTN came up, they wrote an algorithm. It's a nice fancy word. It's a bit of code. They wrote a bit of code that allowed the pricing to change dynamically every single second. What does it mean? It means that by cell, what would happen is that the network or the probes in the network would see how much capacity there was in the network and what the price was that we were charging a customer. And if there was spare capacity, they would drop the price. The program would drop the price and send an instant message to you on your phone to say, if you make a phone call in the next 5 minutes, you're going to get a 90% discount. We could do this by cell. So if you were in cell A, you would get an offer that was specific to that cell. If you were in cell B next door to it, you might get an offer completely different, depending on the capacity that was available in the network at the time. It revolutionized the entire industry. MTN's revenue went up threefold as a result of this. And the best part of it, Vodacom didn't know what the hell we were doing. They had no clue what we were doing. Why? Because we didn't advertise this anyway. It wasn't on a billboard or on a TV ad or on a radio ad. It was nowhere. This was being communicated to a customer on their cell phone directly, one-on-one marketing. The impact was instantaneous. The impact was significant. For 3 years, Vodacom had no clue what we were doing. And for 3 years, the best 3 years of my professional life, we destroyed them, absolutely destroyed them. It's a bit of a different story now, but that's because I've left. So it's a very different story now. And this AI revolution is taking over the world. Look at some of those stats. I'm not going to read them. I'm going to be like our chairman and not read what's on the screen or what's in the report. Big bucks, guys. Big money is going into AI. Billions, not rands, billions of dollars are going into this AI investment every single year. And it is forecasted that by 2028, that's not too far away from now, 20% of all the GDP in South Africa will be from AI-type businesses. Put that in your soji and smoke it. Think about that. It's a big, big number. 20% of our GDP. So if you are thinking of investing, I'm not trying to influence the board that's sitting in front of me. They're very capable. 600 million rand is a stack full of money that they've accumulated in a long time. But you as shareholders need to be asking them, what are we doing around investing in technology as well? That's why I'm investing in technology. That's where the real bucks and the returns are coming from in the future. Education. Where are the jobs of the future going to be? Most of you, I'm sure, have got children that are now maybe entering university. And I'm not here to sell you something around, maybe let me try and sell. I'm an Indian, let me try and sell. This is my other life. I lecture at Wits Business School. It's one of my passion projects. It's very, very invigorating, I must tell you. Whenever you feel a bit despondent about South Africa, you feel, this country is going nowhere, water doesn't come the way it should be, electricity is a problem. Whenever I'm in that space and I feel, it's time to move, it's time to pack for other places, I stand up in front of my class at Wits Business School and I speak to the young minds that are there, and you get this instant invigoration of people that you can't believe the youngsters that are coming through the system. And the greatest part of it, and I say it unashamedly, 90% of those young minds are black youngsters. Unbelievable minds coming through in South Africa, and it's one of the reasons why I do what I do at Wits. But the reason I put up the slide is not to talk about that. It's to talk about, did you know, you as an Indian now, it's not just about, I know we all grew up, become a doctor, become an accountant, become a lawyer. That's what we were all told to do. Today, say to your son or your daughter, or Ben, go and become a master's in digital business. That's where the future is going to be. And Wits Business School offers this now. You can become a master's, you can do a master's in digital business. Costs quite a bit of money. The numbers are up on the screen. I won't go through them because it might spoil your lunch to come. Even the most boring of professions is going to AI. Accountants. I apologize to all the accountants in the room. I'm also an accountant, but I think I'm a bit more forward-thinking as an accountant. Accountants are also using AI. All the stuff I put up on the screen are the apps and the routines that they're now using, the products that they're using in their businesses on the accounting side. And not to be outdone, even the lawyers are using it. Now, there's a common denominator. The lawyers and the accountants are using AI. No, let me not go there. Let me talk about that last. The lawyers and the accountants are going to these products and these apps to automate what can be automated. They are automating the things that take lots of time to do. So let me try and use an example for the accountants in the room. The accountants I'm not sure, Uncle Harun will tell me, I'm not sure it's every day or every month, you have to reconcile your bank statement to your cash book. It's the most basic of accounting controls that you're going to perform in a business. Now, think about it if you've got a big business and you've got a very big bank statement. Alhamdulillah, if you've got a big bank statement, I'm happy for you. Fantastic. But there's lots of transactions on that bank statement. If you want to reconcile the bank statement to the cash book, it can take you hours, it can take you days to do it because of the volume of transactions. It's very, very laborious work. Now they've invented programs that does it within 5 seconds. And that's the important thing. The accountants and the lawyers and every other profession, every other business is using AI to do the admin work and get it off the table. Why? Because that allows them to spend the time on what makes a big difference. I've just been told I must move a lot quicker. On the intelligent stuff in your business. AI is not real. AI was invented by human beings. It was invented by insan, by us. It can't exercise judgment. It can't apply emotion to a decision. It has to, when it gets to that point, AI gets stuck. It stops. And it relies on a human being to intervene. Was our zone product at MTN, whenever it couldn't come to a decision, you had to press reboot on the computer, and you had to input something manually, and then the machine would learn and would not make the same mistake again. So AI is not the end of your business. In fact, it is the start of your new business. Adopt AI to get rid of all the things that frustrate you, that take lots of time, and then train your people to add value using their akal, using their brain, because that's where human beings are different from machines. Machines can do the admin. Human beings add value on top of what the machine is going to put on the table. So it's not the end of your business, unless your business is one that only does admin stuff. If your business only does admin, you might be in a bit of trouble. You might be in a bit of trouble. So last slide, let's just recap. The cell phone is here to stay. It's going to get faster, more and more people will have it. They will have access to the market on the internet, and if you are not on the internet, I suggest you contact someone very quickly to get you onto the internet. Otherwise, you are not in the biggest marketplace in the world. Embrace technology, make it work for you, and then change the complexion of your business where you can use the power of your people and their brains to make a difference between what your competitors are doing versus what you're doing. And if all of this is a bit too daunting, and you say, listen, you know what, I need a bit of help, Uncle Harun and Uncle Ibrahim, please forgive me for being a proper Indian and just doing a bit of advertising if I can. This is my consulting business, and we help businesses to get better, either with technology or without technology. My partner is somewhere here in the crowd. Mr. Shaheen Adam is here somewhere. WizBiz, he's the whiz in WizBiz. I'm the Indian economic empowerment guy there. I just provide I'm just the handsome face. He's the clever guy. And we help businesses. You can see some of the businesses we've helped. You can see it on the screen. The likes of Pedro's, the likes of Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, even smaller businesses. There's one or two here in Roshni. I'm not going to embarrass some of them by stating their name. And we do this for a living. If you are looking for some of that advice, sorry, I've come with my business cards. They're all sitting with me here. Please feel free to come in the front and to engage with me in a discussion. Shukran, thank you. And Suhail Essa now will do the real entertainment.
Jazakallah, Junaid. Thank you so much for that insightful talk. It seems like by next year we'll get an AI guest speaker on the screen. In the interest of time, we'll take 2 questions from the audience for Junaid. The first 2 hands I see. Anyone got any questions for Junaid? Yes, Ibrahim. Suji is first, and then anyone in the back? Any ladies? You've been very, very quiet this morning. One more. Okay, so just Ibrahim. And Uncle Harun Pochi. All right, can we get the mic to Uncle Ibrahim and Uncle Harun? Short questions. Okay.
Salam Zunaid, Jazakallah for the inspiring talk. I think the way you put everything, you made it very simple. I like your logo. We're Accenture and PwC at a better price. What I want to ask you, you did touch on that, is to give advice to our youth that are coming out of matric and going ahead in life. What do they study to get into something worthy for the next 20, 30 years?
You know, I could be trite and say, how dare you ask me to be giving advice to youngsters? Am I not part of that? You know, I think it's evidence of my age that you're asking me to give advice to youngsters, I suppose. I think probably the best advice would be that the fundamentals of business are not going to change. What makes a good business? Those fundamentals remain the same. Good product, proper distribution, make sure your customer is looked after. Those fundamentals are all the same. But now learn or get involved in things that are going to make those fundamentals capable of being done at scale. You know, I think you were asking this question up here. In fact, you know the answer. You were saying, you know, when people were seeing opportunities, our community was fast asleep. And that's so unlike our community because we were always very much at the forefront. And I have a sense that we're in that slumber at the moment. The reality is that capitalizing on those kind of opportunities is about capitalizing, understanding that technology allows you to capitalize at scale. Without technology, to use the example I used in my dad's shoe store, you do things on a small scale. Technology has got the very unique characteristic that you do things across millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people. That's the reason why MTN was so successful, is so successful. Because they don't talk about thousands of customers or hundreds of thousands of customers. They talk about hundreds of millions of customers. And the gateway to scale is technology. Our youth must get involved in this technology economy and do that in a meaningful way, not in a way where, of course I'm part of the technology economy. I play with my cell phone every day. That's not what I'm talking about. It's getting involved in the things that move the needle in the technology space.
Thank you.
Sunaid, Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah for the lovely presentation. I have a very simple question also to deal with the youth. You talk of leveraging and you talk of opening up minds. How can we achieve that via technology because they are very used to or adopting technology? So just in that sense is that in school they do a bit of technology, but very few, and especially with the way maths is going on in schools with lit maths, and then they just don't get to apply themselves.
You know, Uncle Harun, the reality, I think, is that the change we want starts with us as the older generation, in that we have to be ready to embrace the fact that when our child comes to us for the first time and says, Daddy, I don't want to become an accountant. Mommy, I don't want to become a lawyer. I want to become a master's in AI, that we don't turn our face away and say, you know, what are you talking about? You know, your great-grandfather was a lawyer, your grandfather was a lawyer, your father is a lawyer. Of course you're going to become a lawyer because that's what we're used to. Having the courage to embrace that the world is changing and has changed and will continue to change is the start of this process. And it starts with us inspiring them to be courageous enough to come to us and say, I think that my future is not down where we think traditionally it always has been in the past. I'm going to put up one very, do you mind? I don't know if it's still there. Here's something that threw me completely, and I went over it very quickly. Did you know that AI is going to allow people to create the perfect partner for themselves in the future? Now, I know there's a lot of aunties here probably who are they're probably in the business of fixing people together. You know, it's a very, very noble and a very old profession in our community. There's one auntie picking up her hand. Now, I'm not sure she does it or not, but maybe she does. In the future, this profession might become obsolete because you're going to be able to create your own perfect partner. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine creating... My wife is sitting in the audience, so I have to be careful what I say here. So I'm just going to leave it there. That we are going to levels of artificial intelligence that you haven't even thought about. You haven't even thought about. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Zunaid. I know there is a few questions, but unfortunately, due to time constraints, we're not going to entertain them. Zunaid is available. He's here for lunch. You can ask him. Zunaid, don't move off the stage. Can I get Ibrahim Suji up to just hand over Zunaid a guest? While Ibrahim's doing that, I'd like everyone to stand up for a moment, please. Everyone, can you stand up? Okay, so usually as human beings, we have a mental capacity about an hour and a half. Zunaid, Ibrahim, you can hand Zunaid his gift. Thank you. And I'd like to ask to just take a breather before we move into the rest of the program. So I'm going to teach you something called the power pose, right? So we're all going to take our hands out and stretch it out like that. Bring it up, tilt our head back, close our eyes. Then I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to picture that breath going into your mind, down your spine, swirling around your stomach, up your chest, out your mouth. Again, keep your hands up, power pose. Deep breath through your nose, swirling around your mind, down your spine, swirling in your stomach, up your chest, out your mouth. One more time. Deep breath through your nose, swirling down your spine, swirling in your stomach, up your chest, out your mouth. Thank you. Sit down. Okay, thank you, Zunaid. Okay. I know, but I had to push. For those of you that recognize, that is the tune from the Back to the Future soundtrack. Albert Einstein once said, "The future is unknown, but a somewhat predictable unknown. To look to the future, we must look back upon the past. That is where the seeds of the future were planted. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. A father, a husband, a father-in-law, a grandfather, a committed human being who's always ready to benefit the community and dedicated to the Roshgold investors." Please give me a bigger applause for the founder of Roshgold, Mr. Harun Pochi. Can everyone stand and give him a sound of applause?
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Goeiemorgen, Dumela, Namaste. Sure, I've been asked not to cry and not to make people cry. So I'm going to try and keep you guys smiling with what we have to offer. 40 years is a long, long, long time. In my house, Roshgold has been at every stage of its development through that. In my family, it's the same. And the community has gone through exactly the same development. So when I talk of the community, unlike Zunaid, I don't talk about the community of Roshni. I talk about our unique community of Roshgold. Earlier, Ibrahim said, I had the pleasure of spending some time with his son. So yesterday, I needed to call a friend for help. So I WhatsApped Muhammad. I said, Muhammad, what you doing? I need some ideas to talk to the youth because I'm past that stage. And Muhammad was very, very honest in the way he communicated this need for youth. Number one, we are at the crossroads of what was the past and what is going to be the future. So we cannot be in a comfort zone and just accept that Roshgold will continue to go the way it has over the past 40 years. With the advent of technology and AI, as Zunaid has rightly expressed to us, we must understand that if we miss a step, it can have consequences for the future of Roshgold. Our generation is bidding farewell, and the new generation will be stepping up soon. What can we do based on the 40 years of experience and our learnings is to prepare them for that. If I look at our management committee, including our board of directors, we've got a good pool of talent which is ready to take the baton on. Earlier this year, we did a due diligence audit on a potential investment in the food industry. So that says two things. One, outside of our traditional property base, but two is that let's send the young guys to go out there and learn about what due diligence is. So under Ahmad Lambert's watchful eye, two of them went with, and it was surprising and refreshing to see their thinking and what they found and what they would recommend for that investment. So coming back to my chat with Muhammad Suji yesterday, he said, Uncle Arun, we know what we want, but we need a bridge between the older generation and the newer generation to be able to fit into the shoes and to expand on what we've been told. So again, for us, whether it's a computer-based educational module or whether we ask them to do the digital business management thing that Wits Business School offers, it gives us an idea. And coming back to what the MC or Ibrahim Suji said earlier, why do we pull 400 attendees at the minimum? Today it's at 600. How do we pull? Why do people come, especially if it's a Sunday? The reason is simple. These are people that are dynamic, that are looking for what is happening and doing it within a community set up so that we can all grow together. Now that is one aspect of Roshgold we cannot forget. Going into the future, I mean, we all know Dr. Farooq Kaka was with LandMed, still is there as a consultant. But that expertise gets transferred into this environment when he poses a few questions. Similarly with guest speakers, past and today, they open our eyes to what we call opportunities, but it is not just a talk shop that we take from here and it's dead. Believe me, at this week's board meeting, Ahmad Lamad pulled out some stats that were fantastic for us to take and learn and adopt in going into the future. So when Ibrahim spoke about this thing of the 40 to 60-year-olds, it gives us now a platform to reach out to the youngsters. Last year, over 8 weeks, one afternoon a week, with every staff member of Roshgold, we did training sessions and discussion on why they become salespeople and what is their role as salespeople selling our organization. So when you look at that, people that did not believe that they had skills in selling have now become selling. Since they've implemented our program, everyone has done some sales, and for every month, we've had between 10 to 15 conversions. For us, that is fantastic because we don't employ a salesperson who is going to go earn a commission. When nobody's talked about, previous to where I've come from, this offshore investment, Ibrahim has mentioned it. Again, it's a new challenge. It is not something that's in our DNA, not in the DNA of the board. We don't have that expertise in the sense of assessing, but through doing the due diligence, to engaging with the guys we're investing with, because they're a private equity firm, we learn about what it is. And the beauty of that is how often, just as our Roshgold community, we have the situation of commonality. They think as we do. They think and they want to achieve as we want to achieve. So what do? Roshgold board is one of the most difficult boards to deal with, because to get them to agree on a proposal, it takes a lot of time and a lot of haggling. But what does it do? It allows us again to learn and to put shape and to allow us to go on to the course that we're setting out to do. When Mama Dadu came on, he's been with the group for 10 months now. But look at the history and the pedigree that we've taken on. Yes, he has got a tertiary degree in marketing. Yes, he is a keen learner. But he wanted direction in his life, just as Mama Tsuji wanted direction in his life. So what we did, we said, come on, here's a marketing job. It's our 40th anniversary. You come. He's come as a breath of fresh air, and he's helped us to market. And to market to whom? The younger generation that we're talking about. The 2 digital seminars this year were aimed at bringing young people into the room to help them understand. So like Sunaid was saying, Bilal Katrada runs an organization that does technology education. They've got a 1-year program. Often we hear young people saying, this is, I want a gap year. This is my gap year. I've worked very hard in matric. So we have set up bursaries through people that can allow this. The other target market in that regard is ladies that are at home, have got 6 months or a year before they go on to what they need to do. And if we can develop a pool of 10, 20 coders and or content marketers or designers, basically it fits into everything Sunaid has recommended today. So again, sometimes we are most critical on ourselves. Iqbal, I noticed you are now trying to push me off the stage. But basically, that is going to be there for us for getting into the future. The help of the younger guys, we leverage on their sort of strength, their energies, and with that we do. You as parents, you as elders, or you as youngsters, put your hands up and get involved, because that is where the benefit comes in. For me personally, I was guided, encouraged by many of the older people then who are not with us here today. But if I look and say, if what we've achieved in these 40 years, without a sales force, without going to do it as a living, it's there as a side hustle, continues to be a side hustle, we can do it. Jazakallah. Thank you, Pa.
Jazakallah, Uncle Harun, for that beautiful trip down memory lane. Your trip down memory lane has flooded my mind with so many beautiful memories of those beautiful souls that have made such an impact on us and have left a void. I would now like to pause within our program and ask each one of you to make a special prayer, dua, for those loved ones and special people we have lost in the last year, especially Uncle Percy Maestri and Dr. Yunus Arif, that have made such an impact in our community. Moment of silence, please. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. When I was young, I decided to go to medical school. Of course, I didn't make it. At the entrance exam, we were asked to rearrange the alphabets, P-N-E-I-S, and form the name of an important human body part. Those that answered spine are doctors today. And our next guest definitely got it right. Suhail Essa is a qualified medical doctor with a funny bone. He began stand-up comedy 6 years ago, performing across South Africa whilst making time to save lives in his spare time. Featuring on multiple Comedy Central shows, including Guy Code MTV, as well as Kagiso Lediga's late-night sketch show with Yuma Sakela, The Bantu Hour caught the eyes of many in the industry. Suhail opened for two-time Emmy-nominated, London-based and Netflix first African comedian, Loiso Gola, at the Grahamstown Arts Festival in 2017. In September 2017, Gola invited Suhail to travel to London to dazzle audiences at various clubs, which included the world-renowned Backyard Comedy Club, as well as the Upcreed Comedy Club, which proved to be a highlight of his career. This caught the attention of comedy legend David Cow, who invited him to join his select crew of South Africa's finest comedians on the black-only nationwide tour in 2019. Notorious DJ Fresh was in attendance and requested his performance at the Oshop Festival later that year. After a run of successful sold-out nationwide shows in 2021 through some of the less traveled towns in South Africa, including Zeerust, Mafeking, Polokwane, Newcastle, Pietermaritzburg, and ending off in Cape Town, the Johannesburg International Comedy Festival 2022 had no choice but to feature him alongside the continent's best. As a new founder, he finds that comedy is a creative outlet to express himself. His accents are sublime, witty observations are unmatched, and speaking in third person is acceptable when writing a biography about oneself. He firmly believes that laughter is mostly the best medicine. His new show, Beginning Again, addresses his new life in 2020, after having decided to take a leap of faith into being a full-time stand-up comedian and leaving his medical career only to be struck by the global pandemic. Amidst the mayhem of going back to assist his fellow frontline workers, he decided to get married. Well, with all these changes, you can imagine the comedic gems that arose from it. Mr. Sohail Essa, the floor is yours.
Hello, assalamu alaikum. How you guys doing? Yo, you guys are dead, huh? You guys are tired of listening to one uncle after the next uncle after the next uncle. But I'm here now, don't worry, relax, it's okay. Firstly, thank you Iqbal. Give Iqbal a big round of applause, he's been doing a great job. It's always weird hearing that, especially the part about the nationwide tour and traveling all the lesser known cities and towns across this country. One that was left out on this was Roshni. Because let me tell you something, nobody wants to come visit you guys, I'm telling you now. You know how long the drive was to get here? I drove 52 kilometers, not one single toll. They don't want to put any obstacles in the way of someone coming to visit you guys here. But it's great to be here. Thank you guys for having me. Before I start, I need to reintroduce myself because I feel like this is not a warm enough welcome for us to start a comedy show. I understand you guys have been listening to a lot of serious conversations and talks about a wide variety of things, but now it's time for comedy. So before I start, just raise your hand if you've ever been to a comedy show in your life. All right, all of you then? Okay, most of you. Who's seen me perform before? Okay, I still have a lot of work to do, all right. Okay, then my follow-up question is, who here is from Roshni, this side of the world? Okay, who's from Lens here? Okay, Lens, I see there's still hands that aren't, okay, everybody from Joburg, I'm assuming Joburg? Joburg, all right. You, sir, where are you from? Cape Town. Lovely, I'm going to tell you a story about Cape Town just now. How do you find yourself here? That's what I want to know. There's a long way from Cape Town. How many flights did you take to get here? All right, so what's your name? Bradley. So who invited you? That's what I want to know. Ibrahim, Suji, and Fatih. Okay, I don't know who these people are, but what I want to know is, why are you here? Because this looks like a family function, and I don't know why. We only catered for so many. We don't. The Gajar Halwa is coming now, you know that. All right, Bradley, lovely. How are you finding this event? You know you're outnumbered here, you know that. And you know why? Okay, hold on. Are there any other white people here? Besides your wife. Oh, it's not your wife. Don't worry, today you're going to become Muslim, my man. You can take another one, don't worry. We love a good deal, that's why. All right, so Bradley, you are one of 3 white people in this room currently. Are there any more whites here? We need to know. Got one. Oh, hi, ma'am. How are you? All right, where are you from? From Vereniging. All right, we don't care. That's fine. We're talking about Bradley. Bradley's from Cape Town. He's a real white. The whites from Vereniging, you guys are struggling. You can see, look at this man's suit. You can see he came from Cape Town. All right, so we've got 3 whites. Bradley, your name, ma'am? Huh? Sorry? Karen. And you, ma'am? Sorry? Roxanne. Are you guys all from Cape Town, out of town? Where are you 2 from? You guys are from Joburg. Oh, lovely. I just want to let you know, the reason why we invite white people to our functions is because it just elevates our status. Makes us feel rich, you know what I'm saying? You saw the whites at the function, you saw the whites. Okay, and I'm just going to prepare you in advance because the food is coming shortly. You see, just look around. Just look around. I want you to look. Just look around, Bradley. Now you see the aunties. The aunties, like that one there with the pink. That auntie there with the pink. She's the one. Don't worry, auntie. I'm going to tell you the truth right now. See those aunties with the pink? When the food comes, she's going to come up to you and go,
Not too hot for you, eh? It's spicy.
Don't worry, you're going to have a good time. All right, so Bradley, we need to reintroduce me before I can start the comedy, and then I'm going to tell you a story about Cape Town. But in order to do that, I need at least one person. You look like the right person to get everyone cheering and clapping and, get the energy and the vibe up. Okay? Can we do that? Are you here? You came alone, Bradley. Left the wife. Left the wife and came here. Don't worry. You're going back to her. You may take another one with you and go back. All right. You need to try a masala once in a while. You know what I mean? You can't have salt and pepper your whole life, yeah? Okay. Right. So we're going to get started. Bradley, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backstage. I'm going to reintroduce myself, and then I'm going to come out, and everybody's going to clap, cheer, but you're going to start the claps, right? You, and let's choose one other person. You want to choose Bradley, or should I? Okay. I think this uncle here with the cap backwards, because, wow, uncle. Styling, my man, styling. You woke up this morning and said, I'm going to put a collared shirt on, but this cap is going to go backwards. The back of my neck is not going to see the sun today. Lovely. What's your name, uncle? Anwar. Anwar. Lovely to meet you, Anwar. So, Anwar, are you from Joburg, Roshni? Where are you from? Pretoria. Okay, lovely. Anwar, I'm going to ask you and Bradley, you're both going to stand up and you're going to turn around and look at everyone and clap. Can we do that? Okay, no problem. You can do that. You seem very formal for someone with a cap backwards. You know that? All right. So, Anwar, you're going to stand up. Bradley, you're going to stand up. I'm going to go backstage. I'm going to reintroduce myself. You guys are going to go crazy, cheer, go wild, as if you could afford Trevor Noah. That's... Yeah, I was listening to all the finances here. 600 million in assets. Okay, what's my invoice looking like? Yeah, I should have charged more. Okay. All right, Bradley and Anwar. Let's have you stand up. Everyone cheer, clap, 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 clap. All right. Now let me go backstage and I'm going to come out. All right. Bradley, you ready? Uncle Anwar, you ready? I can't hear you, Uncle Anwar. Come on. Yes, all right. That's nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to the stage the amazing, the talented, the funny, the oh so handsome, your comedian for this afternoon. Are you ready, Bradley? Your comedian for this afternoon, Suhail Essa!
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, so unexpected. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, Bradley, I was telling you that I was going to talk about Cape Town. See, I've been traveling quite a bit, right? I was in Cape Town before that. I just got back from Dubai. I did a show in Dubai. That was a lovely experience, although this face is not what they expect when they hear I'm from South Africa. You know how confusing it is when I do shows overseas and people see this face. You know how uncomfortable it was sitting in the taxi with the taxi driver. Where are you from? I'm from South Africa. You know, Junub Afrique. Zuid-Afrika. Afrika. But why, why you know black? Why you know black? Where Mandela? Where Mandela? I told him, listen, Mandela is actually my great-grandfather. I was one of the grandchildren that wasn't allowed to play outside. And I've been to Cape Town. I'm going to Cape Town in December for more shows. And I love traveling to Cape Town. It's a lovely place. But one thing I don't understand, and I'm here to ask you, Bradley, why do you guys call yourselves the mother city? Tell us, Bradley, we're waiting. Because only a pretentious place like Cape Town will name themselves the mother of all cities. Yeah, you look very pretentious. Look at you, the only one with that handkerchief in your top pocket. But Cape Town, what a pretentious, call themselves the mother of all cities. And I was thinking about it, how did they get that name? Then I went back to the history books. You know the history books, they tell us that Jan van Riebeeck arrived in 1652 and he docked his boat at Camps Bay because that was the only whites-only beach at the time. So he docked his boat, and then he went for a walk on the seashore with his Dutch wooden shoes, clippity-clop, in search of one of the locals. And he eventually found one. Hello there, native. Hello, hi. I'm just wondering, like, what is the name of this place? My bro, what did you just say? No, I'm just wondering, like, what is the name of this city? Your master city? The mother city, what a lovely name. Let's keep it, boys, move in. And in typical South African fashion, we have a mother city, but the father city is nowhere to be found. Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. I have loved this country. It's a beautiful place, one of the most beautiful places in the world. Even though I've been everywhere, I've found beauty across this country. And I've learned so much about this country traveling for the last 2 years. The one thing I learned about South Africa is the towns with the tastiest biltong have the best racism. And let me just say, Bloemfontein has some delicious biltong. Because I was in a biltong confectionery in Bloemfontein, minding my own business, just browsing through the aisles, until I felt a tap on my shoulder. I look back, I see the short, fat Tanny with glasses way too big for her face, trying to get my attention. No, don't waste your time with that, man. Don't waste your time with that. Come try some of this spicy biltong. I know you coolies love this. I was upset, Bradley. How could your auntie talk to me like that? I looked her dead in the eyes. I said, excuse me, ma'am. After all we've been through in this country, apartheid, slavery, now this. So I'm about to tell you what's about to happen right now. I'll let you call me Kuli 3 times. You give me some free spicy biltong. She paused for a moment and thought about it. You know, I may never get this chance again. Kuli, and I left with 3 kilos of biltong. A kilo per kuli, that's a good deal. My ancestors were proud. And speaking of which, if you don't know this, Bradley, we actually, Indians came to this country as slaves. You know that? You've heard the story. Yeah, we came to this country as slaves. And a lot of people, especially even in my family, are very upset, you know, about slavery. You know, because the British, they brought us on ships from India to come and work here as slaves. And they always go, I can't believe they did that to us. I can't believe they did that to us. And when I hear this, I think to myself, yeah, but have you been to India? They did us a favor. We can drink the water here, you know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, to be honest, I'm not upset at slavery. That was the way of the world at the time. Everyone had slaves at that time. See, I'm not upset that they used us. I'm upset at how they used us. Because everyone had slaves. You know that in ancient Egypt, the kings, the pharaohs, enslaved their own people. Yeah? Made them build the pyramids. We still go visit that to this day. Our own people back home in India enslaved their own people, made them build the Taj Mahal, and we still visit that to this day. Meanwhile, back here in South Africa, they brought us here to cut sugarcane. When was the last time you visited the plantation? When? What a waste of good slaves. We could have sold you property, done your taxes, but no. Made us cut sugarcane. And even though we were wasted slaves, I guarantee you, if one of my Indian ancestors happened to be at a slave market, he would still be able to convince the Egyptian slave that his slavery was better. You know how that conversation will go? He'll be standing in the line there. Hey, this queue is not moving, man. I'm telling you, I need to change professions, yeah. Hey, the slavery business is not working, yeah. Hello, brother, is this the queue? Yeah, this is a queue to get sold. Hey, but where are you from? Me, I'm from Egypt. And what about you? South Africa. South Africa. But why you no black? Why you no black? Yeah, I'm dark, but I'm not like dark. Don't worry, we're working on a tan in the sun. But tell me now, what's your claim to fame? What you all famous for? Us, we actually built the pyramids. You know the pyramids? What was it, like the scheme? No, not scheme, pyramids. Like, you know the big triangle, you can see it from the sky. Don't be stupid, it's one of the 7 wonders of the world. What are you responsible for? You know why your granny got no toes? Sugar diabetes, that's me. But don't worry, we only create problems we can fix. All my grandchildren are going to become doctors. That's the real pyramid scheme. So yeah, as Iqbal mentioned, I recently, before I went on tour, I got married. Yeah, thanks. No claps. That's fine. You don't have. Yeah, I got married, and I'll tell you something, Bradley. Seeing as you married, how many years you married for? 23 years. 23. Where's your wife from? Huh? Congo. You didn't have to tell us that, we assumed, you know what I'm saying? I didn't expect you to go to the Congo and find a white auntie, you know what I mean? We got Karen right here, you know what I'm saying? Wait, now I have too many questions. You met in South Africa? Seriously? Hey, this is what Mandela went to prison for, you know that? For you, Bradley, for you. Lovely. So you're just making coloreds the whole day, that's all you... In Cape Town, I suppose that, they assimilate nicely. You're a good sport, Bradley. So tell me, you've been married 23 years, huh? So she came to South Africa to look for you, or she would just happen to be here? Oh, okay. No, that's a very good plan. So she came and was she working here? What work do you do? You manage property in Cape Town. We're going to talk after this. You and I are going to talk, yeah? Because I know 1 square meter is 50,000 rand. That's one in Cape Town. Oh, lovely. Okay. So 23 years, you married, you have kids? How many? Two, okay. So I'm going to ask you an important question, right? Because I'll say the statement and you tell me whether you agree or not. I feel like you only know a woman when you start living together. 100%, huh? Did you live together before you got married? No. So you did it the halal way. I like him. I like him. You Islam or you, Bradley? We're going to convert you today. We got the scissors outside. We'll tell you what that's for. We're not cutting hair, I'm telling you. It's a different head. But you're already on the path, so it's fine, it's fine. I'll tell you something, Bradley. You only know a woman when you start living with her. Because I knew my wife before we got married, and then, hey, you get married and you learn things. You learn things about this woman. See, I did not know that I was marrying a superstitious woman. I didn't know this. My wife is deep superstitious. She believes in stuff you guys have never even heard of. Like, not the common ones. Like, what are the common ones? You know, you don't walk under a ladder. Bradley, you know any superstitions? What's the one? You don't look into a mirror or something like that at night? You won't cut your nails at night. Anyone have any others? Nothing. This is not TV. You can talk. Don't worry. I'm asking a question. Huh? Wait, I'm going to come there now, Auntie. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What did you say? A black cat running in front of a car. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. See, I don't believe in those superstitions. Black cat in front of a car. See, if a black cat walks, if I see a black cat walking in my direction, I walk the other direction. I don't like superstitions. I'm not a superstitious person. You know, the only time I'll really feel superstitious is if I see a black cat eating peanut butter. Yeah. This is cannibalism now. So, I did not know that I was marrying a superstitious woman. I'll tell you what happened. We got married 1 week before the lockdown, the first lockdown. Then we moved in together, started living together on the day of the first lockdown. Yeah, so I've been locked down. So you remember how COVID was in the beginning, right? A lot of eating, a lot of cooking, a lot of dishes piling up in the sink. So one morning, I get up early, because it's my turn to do the dishes, because we live in this generation. 50-50. So I get there, I get to the kitchen, and I get started on the dishes. And as I arrive in the kitchen, I saw something I'd never seen in my house ever before. There, standing on the pile of dishes, I saw a rat. A rat. And not an ordinary rat. This looked like an Alexandra rat. You know what I mean? This rat was like this big, standing on a plate, staring at me. Like I'm not supposed to be there at that time. He's staring at me like, we don't only eat cheese, huh? Smashing my roti from last night. I'm scared. I don't like rodents. I immediately turn around, I run back to the bedroom to tell the man of the house what's just happened. Because let's be honest, men, some of us aren't the men that we think we are. I'll give you two scenarios, right? Two scenarios, two different men. See, there are some men in here that if they hear a sound, like it's midnight, they hear a sound coming from downstairs. They hear a couple of guys, 4 maybe, turn to each other and say, let's take everything. Your first instinct is to turn to your wife and say, baby, listen to me. I'm going downstairs. You lock this door. I'm going to sort out whatever is happening down there. Whatever you do, you don't open this door until I come back. Do you agree? Yeah? All right. And then he proceeds to get out of bed in his ANC t-shirt and his Spider-Man briefs, and he sorts out whatever's happening down there. But if I hear a sound in the middle of the night, 4 guys telling each other, let's take everything, I will turn to my wife and say, baby, psst, psst, baby, psst, hey, what, man? Psst, baby, wake up. Hey, I already washed my hair, man. I'll explain later, Bradley. Baby, listen. It's not that, man. It's not that time now. Did you hear the sound downstairs? Yeah, go see what it is. No, hey. It's your turn. 50-50. I wash the dishes, you go fight 4 men to the death. And 4 men out late at night. That's something you know how to deal with. Go fight with them. I know you like doing that. But anyway, I rush back to the room to go tell the man of the house what just happened. I find her snoring there. And let me tell you something, my wife can snore. And she's pretty too, so it doesn't make sense. Like, I look at this person and I'm like, why is the kettle on now? Why is the kettle on? Why are the eggs boiling? Why are the eggs boiling? So anyway, I find her there, Roshgold. I come there, I'm like, hey, wake up. Listen, yeah. Wake up. You're never going to believe what I just saw. For the first time ever in my life in this house, I just saw a rat. This woman sits up like the Undertaker, no blinking, just, oh, no. You know what that means? Yeah, that I just saw a rat in the house. No. If you see a rat in the house, it means someone is stealing in the house. I said, we got ADT, we don't need the rats. Wait, hold on. I've been living alone in this house for the last 4 years. And you just moved in. I think the rat found the thief in this house. It eats my food, sleeps in my bed, and its biryani is dry. But that's But marriage is a beautiful thing, don't you agree? Bradley, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And in our culture, in our community, let me teach you what happens, right? In our community, we get put a lot of pressure on us when we're quite young. The men when they start earning, the women when they reach their mid-20s. Am I right? Yeah, just to get married. It's a very important thing. So we put a lot of pressure, to get married, and sometimes it's too much. I think it's too much. Like when a woman reaches in our community, late 20s, or even mid-20s, the mother starts treating them like milk that's about to go off. Yeah, this one's going off, this one, huh? Just go give anyone in the streets. A lot of pressure to get married, and then sometimes they take it too far. Because I was in Lens not too long ago, because I make bad choices in my life. So I was in Lens, and I happened to be reading The Rising Sun Lenasia, okay? I flipped through that whole thing, reading all these ridiculous stories about potholes and people stealing money. And then, right at the back, next to the classifieds and the masala specials, I saw a missing poster. Now I'm going to read it out, and you can tell me whether this was a missing poster or not. It had a picture of this girl, and then it said at the top, missing. Our beloved daughter, Sarah, 25, just finished teaching course at UJ, blonde hair, blue eyes, fair. I'm not sure whether this was a missing poster or an advertisement. I wasn't sure. And let me just say this. I don't think that if it's true and if she was, that's a horrible thing. That's a horrible thing. I don't think there's anything funny about that. All I'm saying is, I don't think that Sarah's mother is going to be asking the right questions when the kidnapper phones. That's all I'm saying. Because you know how that phone call is going to happen. You know what's going to happen in that household. The phone will ring.
Tring, 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 tring. Yeah, I'll get it. I do everything in this bloody house. Tring, 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 tring. Hello? Assalamu alaikum? Yeah, who's this? Who you want to speak to? Okay, 1 second. Fatima! Fatima! Come quickly. He's a kidnapper on the phone.
Sarah's mother runs in. Hello, who is this?
This is the kidnapper. If you ever want to see your daughter again, you'll give us 1 million rand.
Okay, no, don't worry. We'll discuss that. But listen, Mr. Kidnapper, can I ask you a few questions?
Okay.
Mr. Kidnapper, can I ask, just first question, don't give me your last name, just what's your first name?
Yusuf.
Oh, Yusuf. He's Muslim. Okay, Yusuf, tell me, have you always been into this kidnapping business or you studied or something?
I'm a medical doctor.
Oh, he's a doctor. Okay, and tell me, Yusuf, just one more question. What are you, like Memon, Surti? What's the...
I'm Memon.
Oh, he's Memon. Okay, no worries. We'll sort it out, Yusuf Kidnapper. Just please put my daughter on the phone. Mommy, I'm scared. Hey, listen here, Sarah. I know you kidnapped and everything, but this Yusuf sounds like a very nice guy. He's just going through some financial difficulties. You know, doctors don't got jobs. They don't got jobs. But mommy, I'm scared. Help me. Listen here, Sarah, where you think I got 1 million rand for you? Listen, take my advice. Why you don't relax? Make 1 cup tea, get to know each other better. Who knows? Maybe he'll come home, pay your father, and take you away. Thank you guys so much. My name is Suhail Essa. You guys have been a great audience. Give a big round of applause for Bradley for being a good sport. And Uncle Anwar. Jazakallah. Afternoon. See you.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are running a few minutes late, so I please ask you to settle. We're going to be serving lunch at we're trying to keep to the time, 1:15, but we might be about 5 minutes late. And then Zohar will be in Jamaat, in the Jamaat Khanas adjacent to the bathroom immediately after that. We'll announce the time once we have lunch served to give a time for Jamaat. So it's a time for the most valuable giveaway. I told you that there's going to be a humongous gift that Roshgold has ever given. It's the first time that Roshgold has been giving this humongous gift. I'm going to call Suhail Essa, who's going to help us on the stage. I'm going to call Faisal Essop from Audit Associates, and Uncle Harun Pochi and Uncle Solly Dokrat to join us on the stage, please. Harun Pochi and Solly Dokrat on the stage. 2 of the Roshgold directors. It's a very, very huge gift. So, are you excited? Roshgold, the gift that keeps on giving. Today, we are going to be giving away to 2 lucky shareholders, one from Roshgold, one from Roshsan, a Kruger coin each to the value of 51,000 rands each coin. Wow. So how we're going to do this is, again, we're going to use the randomizer app. So he will draw one name for Roshgold shareholders and one name from Rosh Sun. Mr. Faisal Esop will be here to audit the process and make sure it's done fairly. And yeah, I wish you all of the best. Someone from the crowd is going to go home with a Kruger coin. Are the coins here, or how does it work?
We'll get it to them.
Okay, so we'll get the coins to you, otherwise we'll have to call RNW to escort you out of here. Right, drum roll.
All right, so do we have the coins?
No.
Well, so hey.
We got the chocolate ones.
It's in the name, gold, Roshgold. Where's the gold? Okay, how does this work? I just tap, press choose. You're going to watch. Faisal is auditing here. You look like an auditor. Okay, right. I just press, just choose, okay.
I have to get the name right. Oh, where did it go?
Yeah. Now someone's going to get upset. Don't worry. We're choosing another one.
Okay, don't do anything. Right, okay. This is how it works. If you know your shareholder number, then you come up. If you don't, we have to press again. Shareholder number 5022. I'm joking. Mr. Saiter Muhammad Asfani. Saiter Muhammad Asfani, shareholder number 5022. Are you in the crowd? Not here, okay. So we'll send him the Kruger coin, valued at 51,000 rands. Now, so that was for one of the Roshgold shareholders. Now we're doing Rosh Sun.
Okay, last one now. Bradley, you know what we're giving away here? I know your people call it Kruger coins. We call it Meher. That's what it is. And you're going to need it for the second one. So I'm rooting for you, Bradley.
Okay. Okay, so shareholder ZA920, the Vasekane Ladies Club. Vasekane Ladies Club. I'm glad the winner was a lady this time. Vasekane Ladies Club. There we go. Give her a round of applause, guys. Do you have a certificate or something? What do they do on Clara? Done? Done or something?
Members from the club here. What do you call them?
What do you guys do, man? You're a savings club. Okay. So the Vasekane Ladies Club is a saving group. Can you imagine? Wow, they just won themselves a Kruger coin to the value of 51,000 rands to add to their savings club. Are there other members of the Vasekane Ladies Clubs here? Please come to the stage. Other members? Okay. While we're waiting for the members to come up to take a picture, we're nearing the end of our program, and I'd like you to ask to please stay seated. We still have Roshgold, the gift that keeps on giving. We still got another prize to give. We still got more prizes. Okay, right. So the prizes up for grabs are as follows. We're going to be having the Roshgold trivia now. Please scan the QR code. If you don't know how to scan the code, we're going to be using an app to help us with this process. If you don't know how to scan the app, please put your hand up. I see a lot of Roshgold members. They are wearing blue with red scarves or blue t-shirts with tags on. Just call one of them. If you can ask all the Roshgold volunteers to please move through the crowd and assist people to log on to the trivia. Roshgold volunteers, please, can you move through the crowd to assist members? No. Because I thought there's a point. Okay. Right, thank you. Thank you so much, Suhail, for for being on stage with us, Mr. Faisal Esop, Uncle Soleh, Uncle Harun, and the Ladies Club. Let's give them a round of applause. Another one, guys. Okay, so the prizes are for grabs during the trivia. The first prize, can we get the prizes up here on the stage? You don't need me to verify the facts. No, no. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Okay, is there anyone that needs help with logging on with the QR code? Please put your hands up. Okay, there's people in the back there, guys. Can we get, where's all your volunteers? Can we get the Roshgold volunteers to assist the people in the back there? People on the left.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting for you to join. Just signal if you need some help. You can basically log on in two ways, which, as you can see, is the QR code. And also join myquiz.com with the numbers you see before you.
Okay.
We're just going to give it 2 to 3 minutes so that we have a fair amount of players in the classroom.
So the prizes up for grabs today are, the first prize is a Kenwood air fryer and oven, sponsored by Expert Diamond Corner. The second prize is a smartwatch, sponsored by MTN Vereniging. And the third prize is a smartwatch, also sponsored by MTN Vereniging. Anyone else needs help? We'll give it 2 minutes. There's people still in the back there. Can we get assistants to go and help them in the back? Right in the back, guys, there's people that need help to log on to the trivia. Keep your hands up if you need someone, please. There's quite a few people, guys, so we're going to give it a few minutes, give you a fair chance to be part of the trivia. Okay, so the app is called Quizzes. Once you've logged on, just follow the instructions.
I'd just like to mention that the competition is open for all our guests. Besides our directors, sorry guys, and our volunteers, you have an unfair advantage, so you're out for this one. So everybody else, all our guests stand a chance to win.
So basically, anyone with a blue t-shirt or maroon scarf, you're not allowed to enter this trivia. Okay, are we ready? Anyone still not help? Anyone still needs help? Okay, we'll give it another minute. There's still a hand right up in the back there. Can I see how many hands up? Okay, there's a few on the right, on my right. On my right. No, you're sitting here. No, you're sitting.
And while we're waiting for the last few members to join, I'd just like to tell you, you need a stable internet connection. You just need to log on to this app, and you will find your answers come up as a form of multiple choice questions and answers. I want to say you can't copy from your neighbor because the answers are jumbled up. So fastest fingers first, use your trivia and knowledge that we've been feeding you with this entire year on our Instagram page, on our Roshgold newsletters, through our annual report, right through the program. So if you've been listening, I think you're going to be in the leaderboard as number 1 or 2 or 3.
Thank you, Shakira. So guys, how it works, it's not if you get the answer right, but it's fastest fingers. That means fastest to get the answer right first. Yeah. So it's fastest. So the fastest with the number of right answers will win the prizes. Okay.
Okay,
so
are we about ready?
Let's just check anyone with hands up. Okay, we've got a few. One in the back there, one there.
Okay, just
So
a few
can we-
more seconds and we're going to start, right?
Can we get the guys from the Roshgold team to just indicate whether everyone in your section has? Okay, we're waiting for you. Give you another minute, guys. We need to. I understand you are restless, but I can promise you the prawns will be worth it. The prawns are worth it. We want to give it to you hot and fresh. While we are waiting, next weekend we're having the Roshni Paddle Tournament to raise funds for the Roshni feeding scheme. It will happen here at Inyata, just behind the hall. Please come through, come and support the day, come and support the tuck shop. Bring your friends, bring your families, bring your wallets. We take cards as well, e-wallet, Bitcoin, yeah? Okay, there's a burger for the value of a Bitcoin, Kasu. Okay, yeah, but we'll take the Bitcoin, right? And those of you that won the prizes and you think you don't need them, you can donate them back to the Roshni feeding scheme. We'll sell them, auction them, do something with them to raise funds for our Roshni feeding scheme. Guys, so is everyone ready? Anyone with the need help with the QR? Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shakira.
Back to Mohammed. Back to the future.
Thank you, Shakira. A very good afternoon and welcome to the Telefund quiz. I think that was before my time, but I'm sure that by the look of it, the audience would know what's a Telefund quiz. The only difference is this is the Roshgold edition, where your knowledge of Roshgold's remarkable journey could earn you not just bragging rights, but also some awesome prizes. So today, we have 10 questions that will test your knowledge about Roshgold, its history, its projects, and achievements. Back to you, Shakira. Okay, I see the participants coming in. She went there.
Okay.
Okay, just give us a second. We're having some technical difficulties
Just
here.
restarting it.
Just click restart.
But clearly we're not ready, Mohammed. I think we're forgetting something. Did we all put on our thinking caps?
Wait, hold up. I think I've got my...
You almost forgot.
I think I've got it somewhere here.
Yes, now we're ready. Okay. So our first question is already done. And it was an easy one. So, which year was Roshgold incepted in? It was 1984. And we see that the majority has indeed gotten that answer right. Well done. Moving on to question 2. We're keeping it moving.
Okay, so going to question 2, let's talk about where Roshgold is today. Coming in hot, what type of investment does Roshgold focus on in the present day? Is it cattle, Sharia compliant property investments, gold, or Bitcoin? This should be an easy one.
And are you ready? Go.
Let's go.
337 people participating. Wow. All the answers are getting logged in. Exciting stuff. 17 seconds left.
Come on, guys, think hard. I see there's quite a few people who still haven't answered.
And the last 5 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What?
Let's see.
The correct answer is Sharia compliant property investments. It's all about making wise and ethical investment choices. Well done to all those who got it right. Moving on to question 3. This year marks Roshgold's 40th anniversary. Which project did we undertake to celebrate this milestone? Was it a talk show, a documentary of the 40 years, naming a star after Roshgold, or a commemorative book? What do you think?
Come on, guys, the answer's been given.
Okay, we still got some people thinking, what could it be? What could it be? You're down
Think
to your
hard.
last 10 seconds.
Last few seconds.
And stop. Time's up.
And as many would have known, the answer is the 40-year documentary, a fantastic way to look back at our achievements and forward to the future. Now let's talk about this community that Uncle Harun mentioned a bit earlier. Think fast, true or false. Roshgold has over 3,000 shareholders to date. And I must say, Shakira, that's a lot of people to keep up with.
So what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Is it true or false? Roshgold has over 3,000 shareholders to date.
Too long time. I see.
We're getting a complaint that you guys are too fast and we should have reduced the seconds to 10 or 20 seconds. You guys are hot stuff, man. 243 people got it right. Yes, we have over 3,000 shareholders to date. Question 5, we're halfway through. Let's keep it moving. Roshgold has been busy with technology innovations in the past year. Which of the following has Roshgold endeavored in? A new Roshgold logo, a new website, a new automated paperless system, or all of the above? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. I know you know this.
I think it's too easy, Shakira.
We should have made
We
it
should have
harder.
made them work a bit harder.
Don't worry, that hard question is coming up for the numbers, guys. So you better get these ones right for the harder ones later.
Come on, guys. I see quite a few people not answering.
Come on, take a chance, even if you're not sure. Who knows, you may just get it right. This Kenwood air fryer looks very cool, something I'd like to win myself. So come on, guys, let's work for it.
And there we go. The correct answer is all of the above. And yes, we're keeping up with the times and making sure we are as efficient and modern as possible. Sorry. Going to our next question. Entrepreneurial development is close to our heart. Which project of Roshgold encourages and supports entrepreneurial development? Is it the Young Business Achievers Awards, Rosh Metals and Minerals, Roshgold News, or Rosh Sun? Get those fingers ready. Let's go.
Well, Abdullah still retain his #1 status in the leaderboard. Let's see. I'll give it to Namis.
Go, Shakira.
The answer is, first let's check our leaderboard. Abdullah, oh, you
No.
moved to the second place.
We've got an anonymous person that's joined here. Is it your Roshgold number?
And the answer, of course, is the Young Business Achiever Awards, because we're all about nurturing the next generation of business leaders. Keeping it moving fast and furious, the next question, keeping up with our Roshgold news is crucial. Which platform do we use to share our latest news and featured articles? Is it Instagram, LinkedIn, WhatsApp, or Roshgold News Magazine?
Make sure you choose wisely, because the answer is my baby. Since I've joined Roshgold, that's my project that I hold close to my heart. And I would think Uncle Harun also. Come on, guys.
And time is almost up. 3, 2, 1, khalas.
Let us see how many got that right. And obviously, the correct answer is the Roshgold News Magazine. And make sure you subscribe to stay in the loop. I see only 93. Come on, guys.
You guys need to subscribe to our magazine. Okay, so we are on the second last question.
Here's a quick one for you. True or false? Roshgold is only for investors 18 years and older. What do you think? This one's an easy one, guys. Come on, I want to see everyone answer correct.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And time's up. The correct answer, ladies and gentlemen, is false. We have a Roshgold Kids Club for our younger members, and we encourage you to open up a Kids Club account and save towards your children's future, believing in fostering financial literacy and investment skills from a young age. So please do join your kids up for the Roshgold Kids Club. The penultimate question. This is the numbers one, so I want to see how many get this right. It's a tricky one for me. We've hit a new milestone this year. Roshgold now has assets almost to the value of, must I say the word, listen carefully. Can I get my numbers right? 66, no, I'm joking. So listen carefully, almost to the value of 400 million, 300 million, 600 million, or 500 million. What do you think?
Come on, guys. It's been mentioned and mentioned and mentioned during this whole meeting. It shouldn't be taking this long. I mean, if everyone was paying attention to the meeting, the answer was a given.
If you follow Mr. Ahmed Lambert's review of operations, and if you went through the annual report, you would have seen, and if you saw on our Instagram, we've been dropping those clues all along.
Time's up. Let me see who was paying attention. This thing tells us, hey? And obviously the correct answer is 600 million rands, a massive achievement and a testament to our growth and success. Last but not least, who or what is the hub? Is it a financial advisor, a fruit, a camel, or a principal? Last question, guys, and then we're done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was the last and final question. Let's see who won. Woo! Well done to Salim and Nasser, and I just didn't see the last person, but we're going to pull them up on the screen. Congratulations, guys. You should see your position on the app, and we are going to call the 3 winners, the top 3, to please come and collect their prizes. Please come with your cell phone to show us that you have answered correctly, and it is you who has participated. So there you can see all the scores.
Coming in third, Mohammed Dedabai. Second, Salim. First, Mr. Nasser. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Woohoo! And thank you to everyone for playing along with us. It was fun, and we hope that you enjoyed it as well.
Okay, Takira, can I get this off now?
Okay, so Nasser was a winner. Thank you so much. You've donated the prize to the Roshni Feeding Scheme. Well done. Thank you so much. Guys, we have more work to do. We have to auction this thing off. Maybe we'll do it at the Roshni Feeding Scheme. That was the... Was it the Kenwood air fryer? Was it donated? Oh, the smartwatch has been donated. The smartwatch has been donated. Okay. So, Roshgold, one investment at a time, the gift that keeps on giving. Just coming to, and just when we thought it was over, we have another gift to give. And this is the last one, I promise you. Last gift to give away. And that's the social media competition. The people who have posted the most on social media today. We have two winners. We have Nurul M and @Atya with 3 Ys. Nurul M and @Atya with 3 Ys. Can you please come up for posting the most pictures on social media? Okay, so what are we doing with this? We have to submit. It doesn't matter because donate the what? Which one do you want? Watch or the fryer? You want the watch or the fryer? What? Is it air fryer or a watch? Smart watch. You don't know. Which one do you want? What was the fryer? Okay, the fryer. Yeah. We don't give enough. All right. So we had a tie between Nasir and Salim. So Salim is going to be taking the air fryer. Nasir's watch is still donated to the feeding scheme. Shukr, alhamdulillah. And we have Mohammed Dadabai. We're still waiting for you to come up to collect your smartwatch. Mohammed Dadabai. Oh, Mohammed Dadabai says he's in paradise, doesn't want to come up. Okay. Mohammed, if you don't get here faster, we're going to give another watch to the feeding scheme. One on Hussein's hand and one on Spike's hand. Do it. Oh, well done. Thank you. Jazakallah. Mohammed, we have another gift sponsored to the feeding scheme. So both smartwatches have been given away to the feeding scheme. Jazakallah khair, Nasir and Mohammed Derabai. Allah reward you. Okay, Nurul M, Munira, here we are. Thank you. We have the cooler box. It's the cooler box. Thank you. Okay, so there's some amazing posts that have been shared. Please go through the Instagram page. Ladies and gentlemen, what a flight it has been. A smooth flight with no turbulences. Shukr, alhamdulillah. For this, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Roshgold, Rosh Sun, Daisify, Al Baraka Bank, Expert Diamond Corner, and MTN Vereniging. We would also like to... Oh, okay. And Sedgers. We would also like to thank and acknowledge the following for all your hard work and dedication in making this event a success. All the Roshgold directors for their input and help with arrangements for this event, the Roshgold's team and staff for their hard work, the young volunteers who came to assist the Roshgold team, the video crew, photographer and sound engineers, best mechanics, and Suhaifa from YAW for photography, plus and Mumshad from Digital Dapple. All guests that have traveled from far, the team from Al Baraba Bank, as well as Mr. Yusuf Patel all the way from Cape Town, as well as many guests who made the trip outside Gauteng. Our guest speaker, Mr. Zunaid Bulbulia, thank you for your insights and for being here. Our comedian, Suhail Essa, thank you for setting the tone of a light-hearted day. And most importantly, I'd like you to give a round of applause to the one that we have to thank the most, our shareholders and attendees, without whom this event would not be possible. Come on, guys, I think you can give yourselves a bigger round of applause than that. No, you can't. Now to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I've been hearing the whispers. Is that the same guy on stage that was with the picture floating around? Well, in order to show you a younger version of me and an older version of me, why? Because this is what a matured investment looks like. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, it has truly been a pleasure being your MC today. I certainly have lifelong memories etched into my mind of a beautiful, fun, and splendid day. I will definitely be pondering over some of the valuable nuggets our great minds have imparted on us. I've learned a great deal and made new friends. Khalil Gibran once said, "In the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasure. For in the dew of little things does the heart find its morning and is refreshed." Life is short, make the best of it and plan for it for the future with Roshgold, one investment at a time. So we will have lunch and then Zohar Salah will be performed. You can at your leisure in the Salah rooms adjacent to the bathrooms. Please enjoy the relaxing afternoon with us. I'd like to call about Qari Naeem Junara. The mic is with him to make the closing dua. I wish you a safe journey and a prosperous year ahead. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I don't think you're going to get, okay, I don't have a mic on me, but I don't think
اللهم لك الحمد على نعمة الإيمان ولك الحمد على نعمة الإسلام ولك الحمد على نعمة المال والأهل والمعافاة بسطت رزقنا وكبت عدونا وجمعت فرقتنا وأظهرت أمننا ومن كل ما سألناك ربنا أعطيتنا وهديتنا لمعالم دينك الذي ليس بالتباس وجعلتنا من خير أمة أخرجت للناس. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. اللهم اغفر لنا وللمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات. لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين ويا ذا القوة المتين ويا راحم المساكين. اللهم إنا نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مسافرا إلا بلغته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أيد الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المسلمين المستضعفين المظلومين في غزة وفي فلسطين وفي يمن وفي سوريا وفي لبنان وفي السودان وفي كل مكان يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل هذا البلد آمنا مطمئنا رخاء سخاء وسائر بلدان المسلمين. اللهم أصلح أئمتنا وولاة أمورنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك فينا ولا يرحمنا. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من زوال نعمتك وتحول عافيتك ومن فجاءة نقمتك ومن جميع سخطك. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وأغننا بفضلك عمن سواك. وصل اللهم وتبارك وتعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our journey. Thank you for flying with us on the Roshgold flight RG40. We trust that you enjoyed the journey with us and have many memorable moments etched in your mind. Salah will now be performed in the Salah room adjacent to the bathroom. Please enjoy the meal and relaxing afternoon with us. We wish you a safe journey home and a prosperous year ahead. Thank you.
Just a correction on the last announcement. It will be lunch now and then Salah. Please note that tea will be served afterwards outside at the entrance where you came. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so as soon as you have your meal, tea is already ready for those fast eaters and who want the tea immediately after you eat. So once you've eaten your meal, you can make yourself out to the patio in front. The tea is already awaiting there for you. Jazakallah.